Yeah, just thought I'd do the Friday the 13th thing. I guess I could have queued up the soundtrack because we got the soundtrack around here somewhere. The Friday the 13th. All right. Hey, Froggy, welcome. Glad you could make it.
I just hit a curb turning into this place.
Whoa.
I curbed it.
What, because you couldn't see?
I couldn't see.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty out there.
I didn't know where the turn was into this place. I ended up on the grass.
Are you serious?
Yes.
What the?
And I couldn't get out. I was like, I almost got stuck in the mud.
Wait a minute. You just wrecked the lawn here?
I think so.
Oh,
I couldn't see where the turn was.
I know.
So I turned and I go, and I go, that's not the turn. It's a horrible morning so far.
My God. The lawn, the grass here in the office complex, they're going to call Kemp Rouge and Green, your car accident team, because you just hit
I couldn't get out. I was like,
hold on. Wait. So your rear tires were probably throwing up dirt and everything?
My car's full of mud.
Oh, my God.
Probably clean now.
Holy really?
How did you guys find that turn?
What do you mean?
There's no indication.
If you look at my shirt is wet.
Yeah, but I could not see.
Well, let me finish my thought here. My shirt is pretty soaked, and I parked pretty close to the front door, and I made a run for it. Hey, is that true that if you run in the rain, you get wetter? Is it?
I have to Google that. I've never heard that.
Can you Google that right now? Google that right now. Because I've heard that before. I don't think I've ever looked it up.
Like you're running, so more water's hitting?
Right,
yeah.
The speed is going to give you...
That's dumb.
Get you more surface area covered. Let's see.
I don't know if that's true, but look that up. Well, obviously, we're talking about the rain. Froggy just drove over the grass, couldn't find the entrance to our parking lot.
You know what turn I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't see it. There's no sign. There's no indication.
Just off of the road right into our parking lot, right there.
Yeah.
My
Listen,
God.
you guys think
you're not a particularly good driver to begin with. Sorry, what was that?
No, yeah, go ahead. He's not a particularly good driver.
Froggy's not a good driver.
I barely pay attention.
All right, so what were you saying?
So this morning when I left my house in West Chase by Racetrack, from the time I left my house until I got to Hillsborough Avenue.
To Hillsborough Avenue?
Hills. Whatever.
Hillsborough.
Okay.
Hillsborough. All right, go ahead.
It was the worst rain I've ever driven in. So if you think this is bad on that north side of the northern part, oh my gosh. I was like just holding on to my wheel, holding on to my steering wheel, just hoping for the best.
Hi, this is an MJ weather alert. The weather watch never stops. It is nasty out there, and different parts of the Bay Area are going to get different parts of the line. I'm looking at I love this app. I've had this for a while. You know who told me to get this app? Paul Delgado from Fox 13. Years ago, I said, hey, Paul, what weather app should I use? It's like 15 years ago, 12 years ago. And he said, yeah, get the Radar Scope app. And I actually pay like $10 a year for the enhanced coverage. And I love this app. I think you can get free stuff out there, which I don't know. But I like it. And we got a nasty line that extends, all the way out in the Gulf. And there's still a bunch offshore. But the nasty stuff is like right over Pinellas County right now. And it looks like the coastline is getting a little better, like St. Pete Beach, Clearwater Beach. You guys had it nasty a little while ago. But the nasty stuff is now in the eastern part of Pinellas County over Tampa Bay and heading into Hillsborough right now. So, and then you said, like Odessa and,
yes,
towards West Chase. Yeah, the line, the nasty line of weather is kind of on a diagonal as it moves across. So you've got parts, let's see here. I'm just trying to look at the radar. So parts of St. Pete and Clearwater easing up, but like over Tierra Verde right now, and it's that diagonal. So you've got southern St. Pete or southern Pinellas counties getting whacked, and then over across Tampa Bay into like Hillsborough right now is getting whacked. So weather is going to suck. But the good news is that it's sort of a fast-moving line. And once, like, the nasty red and oranges on the radar get through, it's going to push through fairly quickly because now there are good portions of the area that are along the coast, if you're like north of like, I guess maybe like Tierra Verde, Reddington, north of there, you're starting to have like the yellows and the greens, so the lighter rain. But yeah, it's nasty out there this morning. So drive carefully. I hate to say it, but it's just going to be a matter of time before, there are going to be some pileups. You're going to have some wrecks. I just wanted to get across the Howard Franklin Bridge because I'm running late this morning. Now, I'm here on time. The show started on time, but I rolled in just about 5 or 6 minutes before the show opened. I was slowed down on the bridge. Traffic was slowing down, but you're going to have those maniacs that want to drive 90 miles an hour on the Howard Franklin Bridge, and the weather's nasty. So I'm sure it's just a matter of time before we hear from Pat George about, pileups. So allow extra time this morning. It is going to be over fairly quickly, but then it's going to move from Pinellas into Hillsborough. Then it's going to roll into Polk County. And then, even our southern counties, like Manatee and Sarasota, you guys have some greens and yellows on the radar now, so lighter rain, but that line is extended all the way out into the Gulf, so that's going to be hitting you guys in the next couple of hours. But the event ought to be over soon, but just be careful, allow extra time, because it is ugly out there this morning. Did you find out about running in the rain?
I did. Yeah. Apparently, this is a heavily contested thing for years. And then an Italian physicist in the late 80s determined through some calculation that you're 10% drier if you run. And then it was put into practice in North Carolina. 2 climatologists, one ran, one walked, and the one who walked was 40% wetter.
What?
Okay.
So run.
Totally the opposite.
Can I ask what
no,
is,
they're the same.
What is the source of this crap?
This is almanac.com. That's pretty reliable, right?
Well, I don't know what almanac it is. It's almanac.com. It's getfacts.com. It's, hey, trustme.com. I have no idea what almanac.com is.
Sounds like this Italian physicist did something to figure it out.
When's the last time you bought an almanac? I mean, back when I was a kid, like in the 70s and the 80s.
And encyclopedias.
Almanacs were big, and, the World Book Encyclopedia or the Encyclopedia Britannica. Yeah. All right. Just getting rolling. Friday the 13th. Tell you what exploded, man. The whole beard thing. Did you see how many comments are on whether I should keep my beard or shave it?
Imagine if the question was, should I get a beard and have a beard or not have a beard? Like,
that's what
the other kind of beard.
What are you?
Yeah.
Are you talking about if I were a gay man and got a woman as a beard? Is that what you're suggesting?
Imagine how you'd get 3,000 comments, probably.
Oh, man. All right, we'll get into the beard deal. And I've got to make a decision on this whole thing. Also, you got Mega Millions tonight, which is like $1.35 billion as of now. It'll probably go higher. Then you've got the Powerball's at like 400-something million. That's tomorrow. Oh, I just thought of something. Oh, man. All right, hold on. Back in a second. 6:08, just getting rolling. Busy MJ Morning Show this morning. Fester is not here.
Yeah, where is he?
As of right now.
Does the Lincoln not go in the weather?
Fester's got problems. Let's discuss Fester's problems next as well. I had a late night phone call with Fester last night. Hold on, back in a minute.
Rain moving through the Bay Area.
Jay with Froggy and Roxanne. There is no Fester this morning. Fester, well, I think there are some health issues, guys, that are brewing. I had a pretty long talk with Fester last night, close to 11 o'clock.
Is he comfortable with you talking about his medical stuff?
Well, I think so, but I'm going to try to call him here in a minute. He said we can call him. He said that his appearance on the show today, at least live in studio, is going to be 50-50 at best. And obviously at this point here at 6:21 in the morning on Friday the 13th, it's the 50% that is not here is, I guess, what the 50-50 means. So we'll try Fester in a minute. So hold on, and I'll see what he's comfortable in talking about. And we might need to have a later conversation, a little later in the show. The other big, huge news, obviously, and she spent time here in the Tampa Bay area. She had a house here. And in fact, we had an incident with Lisa Marie Presley's security people years ago, which we've dug up the old audio bite on that. And of course, the other breaking news item is MJ News Alert. Lisa Marie Presley is dead. I mean, that is nuts. So we got the word. I'm going back to like some of the stories that first came out. And of course, Lisa Marie Presley has died at 54 years old. Elvis's only kid is gone. Lisa Marie Presley dead at 54. Now, the first stories that came out yesterday, and I think it was TMZ that first broke it, yesterday afternoon, late yesterday, it was, I'm trying to think, when did TMZ first put this out? But the first news that we heard was that Lisa Marie Presley was rushed to the hospital with cardiac arrest. And we saw that Priscilla Presley said, please pray that Lisa Marie is in critical condition, and we feel the prayers. So this was one of the early reports, but this was, again, what was it, like 6 o'clock Eastern time?
I thought it was a little bit earlier than that.
You know what? I mentioned it late on my afternoon show. So, but the story came out late yesterday afternoon here on the East Coast, and Priscilla Presley said, quote, my beloved daughter Lisa Marie was rushed to the hospital. Priscilla, who's 77 years old, said in a statement, she's now receiving the best care. Please keep her and our family in your prayers. We feel the prayers from around the world and ask for privacy at this time. She was in the intensive care unit on life support. The earlier report said that she was in an induced coma with a temporary pacemaker, according to TMZ, after going into full cardiac arrest in her Calabasas, California home in the Los Angeles area, and she was reported in critical condition. So that kind of hung around for a couple of hours, that Lisa Marie had cardiac arrest, intensive care, was in critical condition, and then just unfortunately, the news then came out last night that she had passed away, that Lisa Marie Presley is dead. She was just at the Golden Globes with Priscilla, and I saw the video. We've got the audio. We can play that later on.
How old is Priscilla Presley?
I just said 77. Get off your phone and listen to the program. I just said she's 77.
I'm looking up her age. 77, you're right.
And how old was her father when he died? 42, 41?
Elvis, he was in his, can you look
44,
at it? Can you look it up?
think,
Elvis
yeah.
was in his 40s. I mean, I remember when Elvis died, we were just going back to school. It was like August of 70. Elvis was 42 is what Andrew says.
Okay,
42.
42.
So
Wow.
I think that was your first guess.
That was my first guess.
Yeah.
And then her son committed suicide in 2020. Lisa Marie's.
Yeah, that's right, Lisa, and he was like only 20 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, Lisa Marie is
Yeah.
brutal.
He's had a rough life.
Remember, she was married to Michael Jackson.
Yes.
She was.
said it would never last. Remember that quote?
Oh God, I mean, what was that? What was that about? Marriage to Michael
I don't
Jackson.
know. Maybe it was like a icon singer pedigree sort of thing.
Yeah, but I don't think Michael Jackson was really interested. All right. Anyway, so she was married to Michael Jackson. She was married to Nicolas Cage. I think
That's
people
right.
forget about that.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
She was married to Nicolas Cage.
Isn't Nicolas Cage obsessed with Elvis?
Yeah. Well, that was part of the deal. That it was people were freaked out. It was almost like Nick Cage was marrying Elvis because it was the next because Elvis was dead. So the next best thing is you marry Elvis's daughter.
You got the DNA.
Yeah, exactly. So she was married like 4 times. Danny Keough, right? Or that was another husband. And I don't even know what the 4th was. I'm sure we can look that up.
Who is Danny Keough? I was thinking Danny Trejo. No, totally different guy.
Yeah, would be a totally different guy. Yeah, absolutely. But there were like 4 marriages for Lisa Marie.
Wow.
And she spent time here in Clearwater because she was all hooked up with the Scientology crap.
Right. She was a Scientologist.
Yeah. And she had a house. And Froggy, you were not here yet. It was Froggy number 1. And Fester and Froggy rented a boat and went to Lisa Marie's house after she moved to Clearwater for Scientology back in the 90s. And live on the air, we went to her dock to deliver her a welcome fruit basket. And I've got the audio of this.
You had to take a boat to do this? You couldn't have just dropped it over for front door?
Well, because I think that there were all kinds of
security.
We scoped it out. There were all kinds of gates up front. So we approached from the water. And
good thinking.
We had no nefarious purposes. We just wanted to welcome her to town with a fruit basket. Now, we've dug up the audio. We'll play that next hour. So a reason to keep listening. And if you can't keep listening, then make sure you check out the podcast later on. Because by 11 a.m. every morning, the show is completely podcast. You can find us on all the platforms, Apple, Spotify. You can go to mjmorningshow.com and click on the podcast for today. Also, you can go back and listen to and watch MJ TV. So, folks, if you listen to this program in like the first hour, or if you only get like, the 6 o'clock hour and you miss 7, 8, and 9, my God, you're missing massive meat. Oh, that didn't sound good, did it?
The biggest of meat.
Yeah. You're missing big chunks.
Big, right.
You're missing big chunks of the MJ Morning Show. But we're going to play the audio. I dug it up, man. I was going through boxes last night. I found the audio of Fester and Froggy number 1 going to Lisa Marie Presley's house on the Intercoastal. Is it Intercoastal or Intracoastal on this side? Is that?
I think it's Intercoastal.
Yeah.
And they actually, and then like Scientology security confronted. This is a crazy piece of audio, and we'll play it next hour here on the MJ Morning Show. All right, let me try Fester. And this is another thing. We'll probably need to do the longer call with Fester if he's available, probably next hour. But let me make an initial call. Make sure that like he didn't like veer off the road on the way to work, because he told me his health condition is deteriorating.
Aren't you glad I brought this up yesterday when I heard him moaning on the couch?
You did. All right, Froggy, for the early crowd, before I call Fester, do you want to tell the early crowd here at 6:29 on a Friday what you experienced yesterday during the show?
Oh, yesterday during one of the breaks, I was going to get something from the office, and I walked past the couch, which is back there in the back area. And he was laying on the couch moaning.
Very, very descriptive, by the way. So in our radio station, we've got a programming area where the radio station programming departments are.
We've got a place.
And there's a pool table back there. There's like a mini bar back there. Isn't there like a... I never go back there. I never even go to our office. But there's
an old couch.
There's an old couch back there.
And he was laying on it and moaning. I heard him moaning first. I go, what the hell is that? He was like he had cramps or something.
Well, that's it. Apparently, he's got all kinds of cramps that are coming and going.
So I got to tell MJ about this. I'm worried.
So Froggy comes back to the studio, and Fester wasn't here yet, and we're coming out of a break. We're coming out of the commercial break, and we played like one song, and coming out, I'm like, hey, it's the MJ Morning Show. It's Q105. And then Froggy says, hey, MJ, I'm worried about Fester. and you start imitating. Give me the noise that you heard.
Like, I don't know. He felt like he was in sounded like he was in a lot of pain. And I go, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I just had the stomach pains for a couple days." I'm like, "What? That's weird."
And he's on the
usually
couch. It's just during the show. He's moaning. So he comes back into the studio. Then he finally reveals that, yeah, he's had these pains and he's had issues for like 4 days. And he hadn't been to the doctor yet. Nothing. Because he doesn't have a doctor. He doesn't have a primary care physician.
He hasn't been in the doctor in like 15 years.
He is not. Well, he had the myasthenia gravis thing where, his face and everything started to droop and everything. Not unlike Bell's palsy, but it's different.
Yeah.
And then that went into remission. So he had like some emergency care, but as far as like preventive medicine maintenance, he doesn't go to doctors. He hasn't had a physical in like.
There's like no medication. Like even I'm on like Lipitor. He doesn't take any medication. Obviously he has to have high blood pressure.
And I'll tell you what, let's try to call Fester next. So we have morons in the news. And listen, maybe Fester's a moron in the news. He's in his 40s. He needs to take care of himself. And for him not to visit a doctor in like years, and I don't think he's ever had an actual physical.
Maybe he has doctor anxiety. Maybe he just doesn't
Maybe,
want to go.
but it doesn't matter. I mean, you got to get over that because you get to a point age-wise where you probably need to keep up with your health. And I don't think Fester has kept, well, I don't think, I know Fester has not kept up with his health. All right, so we'll try Fester first thing next, and then we'll get into the early morons in the news in minutes here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Stand by. 6:40, 20 away from 7 o'clock here on a Friday the 13th. A lot of crap going on today. First, the weather. Just drive safely. We just had Pat with a traffic report a few minutes ago, and the roads are already getting backed up. As we predicted when we came on the air at 6 o'clock, we said, hey, drive carefully. The accidents are going to rack up because the weather sucks. I mean, Froggy couldn't see, apparently, coming into our parking lot, and you hit the curb. You couldn't even find the entrance to our parking lot because the rain was that torrential.
I went over the curb into the grass.
Now,
half of my car was over the curb.
Now, did you damage your truck?
No,
did you like bend the rim?
I don't think so. I haven't checked it out really.
But then you were stuck in the mud, and you're like,
I couldn't get out. It's all flooded. Our whole parking lot's flooded right now.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I could not.
But you got stuck on the grass because you drove over the curb.
I couldn't see the turn. I could not see it. I just took a guess. I could have hit a tree.
Just guessed. I'm just going to guess where this exit is off of 275.
Well, I was relying on the car coming the opposite way of me, and he didn't turn in. And I was like, I'm just going to follow him, and he just kept going straight. I'm like, damn it. Where's the turn?
But you ruined the front grass in the office complex here because you drove over the curb. Then you got stuck, and then you're flinging mud everywhere.
Looks like a little mini demolition derby went on over there.
Now, you got a pickup truck, but I don't think you've got a 4x4, do you?
No. I have the weakest of pickup trucks. I have a 1x4.
Let me try Fester. Before we get into the early morons of the news, I promised you, the early listener, we try to get hold of Fester, who's not here. I had a late-night conversation with him, and he kind of filled me in on his medical ailments. And I want to get his permission to be able to talk about everything. I don't want there to be a HIPAA violation here.
Is he not here because he's sick?
Oh, hang on a sec. Typically with most people, it's a HIPAA violation, but with Fester, it's a HIPPO.
You see, you're not helping.
Yeah.
His health.
And we do really know what a HIPAA violation is. It's when a medical person talks about your information.
Yes.
Oh, I just brought down the touch tones.
Feel free to leave a message, but the fastest response will always be through text. Thanks.
Oh, man.
Wait, what is...
tone, please.
I just called and went right to voicemail. I was going to say...
Try 813-310-8444.
Well,
Try
don't give it out now because people are going to be calling him. And
they need to wish him well wishes.
It's going to prevent me from getting... What I was saying is I usually bring down the touch tones when I make a call.
You don't need to.
Because some people can figure out the touch tones.
Ooh.
But with... Oh, here he is. But with Fester, I don't need to bring down the touch tones because Froggy gives out Fester's number incessantly on the program. And, of course, Fester's private cell phone is what?
Oh, it's 813-310-8444.
Hey, Fester, are you home?
I've already received 86 text messages this morning.
Are you? People wishing you well?
Oh.
Yeah, I'm waking up like at 6:04. I was like, bring, 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 bring. So.
Are you still at home?
No. Well, remember we talked last night, and I said I would come in if I could.
Yes.
Well, I thought it would be a good idea to come in, and now I've hit the road, and I'm turning around. I'm not coming in.
Well, the traffic is really bad. Let me look at my radar scope because, Pinellas was getting whacked with the bad weather. Now Hillsboro's getting whacked with the bad weather, so...
Are you coming home because of the weather and the traffic, or are you coming home because you don't feel good?
It's a culmination of everything.
No, listen, Fester, if you were coming in... then come in. I mean, you might have to...
Listen. I got a mile from my house, and my vision is a little blurry. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to drive, I live 22 miles from the radio station. I'm not going to drive 22 miles on the interstate.
Hold on, did you say your vision is blurry?
Yes, he should not be driving.
Oh, well, hold on. This is new now. Now, with your health ailments, your vision has now gone blurry?
Well, no, hold on. It's not new. It's just like, I guess it's a little new. Well, I told you
Can I get a straight answer here?
Well, yesterday on the show, I was having stomach cramps.
Yeah, we already talked about that for the early crowd, that Froggy witnessed you on a couch back in the programming area of the radio station, and you were on a couch, and Froggy heard you moaning like this. And then we're talking about it as you walk into the studio when we came back from break, And we're like, Fester, what's going on? And then you tell us on the air that you've been having abdominal pains for like 4 days. All right, Fester, we had a conversation at about 11 o'clock last night. You and I were on the phone for a while. And why don't we, whatever you're comfortable with discussing, you finally did go to a doctor yesterday?
I went to one of several doctors I'm apparently forced to go to by my wife. But yes.
Well, because Fester has not been to a doctor in years. What year did that myasthenia gravis hit you?
So that was in 2011, and it's an autoimmune disease that affects muscle strength.
And that hit you. And how long was that bad for you? I mean, you were hospitalized. You were in like a. Were you in intensive care for a bit at TGH?
I was in TGH intensive care for 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. And because I remember I came to visit you numerous times, obviously.
Yeah.
And then how long did you have back then? How long did you have your bout with your myasthenia gravis before it went into remission?
So it happened in June of 2011, and I think it was affecting me until like October. And then after October, I didn't have the effects of it, and it kind of went away. It just didn't present itself.
All right, and then it went away for years, but then it came back again, like in 2017. When did it come back?
I think like in 2018 or 2019 in the summer.
Right.
It showed up for like a week, like maybe.
And again, with your myasthenia gravis, tell everyone what conditions present.
Well, the first thing is I could hear I can hear it before other people can, but I could hear a difference in my voice. And then my left eye starts to droop.
Yep.
And what happens is I get double vision. So
That's a foreigner song.
Yeah.
When I first had it, I went to a costume store and bought a patch. I was like, "What's wrong with my eye?" I went.
It's getting ready early for Gasparilla.
If it's coming on now, it's the season.
He was trying to bring about like a summertime Gasparilla Pirate Fest. All right. So, but then it went away.
Then it goes away. So it's not something I think about daily in my life.
Right.
But it's something I'm aware of. And then I think it was Monday, maybe after the show Monday, when I felt it in my head. I felt it in my voice. And I was like, okay, I better, address this before it gets much worse.
Hey, Andrew, were you just trying to play some music from the producer's booth? What were you trying to play?
I was trying to play Double Vision.
Oh.
I heard something.
All right, so go ahead, Fester. I'm sorry.
No, so I felt it on Monday, and I have medication for it. So I started to medicate myself appropriately, and I've kept it in check over the course of the last.
So it's almost like your myasthenia gravis is coming back, but then you're having other things happen to you. So I wonder if it's related to the myasthenia gravis, this kind of rare autoimmune deal, or are you having a multitude of issues? Now, let's talk about the stomach cramps and what else is happening to you.
Wait, I have a myasthenia gravis question. Is it how many bouts are you supposed to get over your lifetime? Did they tell you like, okay, you can expect to have this?
There's no number.
It's like a remission.
I think everyone is different.
There are some autoimmune things where they will tell you, you need to stay under a certain number, or this. Like I have a friend who has a liver autoimmune, and he can't have many more bouts of this. So I'm just curious if it's the same with that.
This doesn't, Roxanne. I think it's a great question. This doesn't affect any particular organ or anything like that. It just affects general muscle function, and some people deal with it daily. I've talked to some people who've had it for 20 years, and then I've talked to other people who are similar to me, where it comes and goes. And with me, it's gone for really long periods of time.
All right, quickly, without going into detail, because we're running out of time here, I don't want to get too behind.
Yes.
Go ahead and give me 30 seconds worth of what is happening, other than the myasthenia gravis potentially coming back, and we'll talk to you again next hour.
Okay.
All right, we'll call you back again sometime in the 7 o'clock hour to discuss this. But for the early listeners, tell everyone what is going on now that's additional and new, and why you visited a cardiologist yesterday.
Well, I've had the minor effects of myasthenia gravis, which could become major, so I'm trying to stay on top of that.
Right.
And that's caused me to be very tired, both during the show, which is why I lay down during commercial breaks, and rest most of the day.
But you're getting cramps, and what else?
I have stomach cramps and abdominal cramps, which makes it difficult to consume my normal ration of food, which is usually 5,000 to 7,000 calories.
Oh, God. Right.
and I've had chest tightness.
God.
So my wife's writing all this down, and she's like, "You've got to start seeing some kind of medical professional." So I call a cardiologist that I saw 10, 15 years ago, and he still had me in his file, and I had an appointment with him yesterday, and I think I have a neurologist appointment coming up in the next few days, and maybe a GI doctor. I still don't have a primary doctor.
Well, you haven't had a physical in ever. So, all right, let me take a break here, and then we'll call you back again later on during the show, and we'll get a little more in depth, and hopefully Fester was going to be okay. Fester was headed in. Now, well, your windshield wipers don't work, right?
Okay, so that's the other deal. I told my wife, I was like, she's like, "You're going in?" And I was like, "Yep, I'm going in." And she's like, "You don't have windshield wipers." And I was
What's in worse shape, you or your 2004 Lincoln Town Car? That's what I want to know. Hold on to that thought and answer it later on. All right, we'll talk to you later on, Fester, but I'm glad to hear that you're still breathing.
Yeah, feel better.
We'll call Fester back in just a bit. All right, so I didn't get to the morons in the news there, so we'll have to push it to the next segment. So morons in the news next. Fester's more important right now, folks. All right, back in a second on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. But, later this hour or maybe in the 8 o'clock hour. But I'm concerned about Fester. I think we all are. Froggy's concerned, and Froggy doesn't get concerned about Jack. Froggy doesn't care about anything. Go ahead, Rox.
No, he's pretty laid back. So if he's concerned, that's significant. But yeah, I'm worried about Fester.
All right, so Fester going through some health issues right now, and we'll talk to Fester again later on this morning. He was going to drive in, but then turned around because the weather's so bad and his windshield wipers don't work on his car. I guess the Rain-X just takes you so far if it's torrential rain. All right, early morons in the news. Speaking of health issues here, a Texas high school football coach is in trouble. Players, these are high school kids, and they're in good shape, and you would think physically, they can, take a good deal of punishment from a physical standpoint. But several Texas high school football students were hospitalized. Why? Froggy, you okay? Now Froggy's walking in like he's got problems medically.
No, my lower back is killing me today. I'm fine.
Jeez, man, everyone's falling apart around here.
We're all messes.
My God. I think Roxanne and I are in fairly good shape, right?
Roxanne, what's bothering you today? Something?
Not today.
My sciatica.
That's what's bothering me. My right thigh is numb.
Oh, really?
Do the move, do the massage move and work it out. Maybe you can get 5 million views on it.
No, it's like 6.5 million views. Man, that's insane.
Not $1.
I know.
I showed that to Michelle over break, and I don't know. I was on our Facebook page because Fester typically handles the MJ Morning Show Facebook page, and this is bizarre. And folks, if you don't know this story, just quickly, and I'll finish up with this high school football thing. But back in like late September. Fester was watching Roxanne because you guys sit next to each other in the studio, and Fester noticed that you were like rubbing your butt, like you were like massaging and shaking your right butt cheek and thigh.
I had a cramp.
You had a cramp, and then you're sitting there going, and you're massaging yourself, and your whole butt is jiggling and wiggling, and you're wearing like tight pants and everything.
No, I was wearing a skirt.
Whatever it was, it was tight. Whatever it was, and then Fester's like, "What is going on?" Fester, unbeknownst to us, he rolls video on his phone and videos you doing your thigh and butt rub, and your whole butt is jiggling like jello, and it's like, and he videos it, puts it up on our Facebook page, forgets about it. Then before Christmas time, we're in the studio here. This is like mid-December before we went on break, and Fester's like, "What?" There were like 6 million views of you rubbing your butt, your gluteus maximus, and your thigh. Like 6.5 million views. I showed Michelle over Christmas, and that's where it was. I'm like, what the hell? How do you monetize this crap?
Right. Maybe we could slow-mo it. Maybe we could put it to music. You never know what's going to...
That's the most viewed thing we've ever done, ever.
Yeah. When Billy Mays did the McDonald's drive-thru down on South Manhattan.
That was a couple mil, right?
Yeah, that has like over 2 million views when we sent Billy Mays to order. Hi, it's Billy Mays. I'll take an Egg McMuffin. And all right, so back over to the moron in the news story. So we've got a Texas football coach that's in a bit of trouble here because several of the football players at this high school were hospitalized. The coach forced them to do 400 push-ups in an hour.
Oh, my gosh.
As punishment. And, I mean, you wouldn't think that high school kids, especially football players, would be hospitalized because the coach made them do 400 push-ups?
Okay, that doesn't seem right. I don't think... Okay, so...
That's excessive.
Let's say it is very excessive, but just off the top of my head, all right, 20 push-ups. You can knock out 20, if you're in good shape, 20 push-ups in a minute. No problem.
I can do 20 push-ups in 30 seconds right now.
And 20 pounds of pads? You never played football, buddy.
Did you say they were in pads? I didn't hear that.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Let me read the rest of the story details here. Rockwall Heath High School head football coach John Harrell is now on administrative leave while a third party conducts an investigation, according to Fox TV in Dallas. The alleged incident happened last week during an 8th period athletic class at this elite public school just outside of Dallas. One mother claims that her son was forced to do 300 to 400 push-ups with no water breaks, according to the Dallas Morning News.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she don't want to be identified because she was fearing retaliation. What, is the coach going to make her do 500 push-ups? Hey, mother! You mother! 500! Drop it! Give me 500 push-ups!
You can't do it the girl way either.
Hey,
Can't do it on your
Karen,
knees.
get down
Yeah.
there and do your own push-ups. 500.
Her son was hospitalized and diagnosed with rhabdomyol. I can't even say the damn word. RHABDOMYOLYSIS. Rhabdomyolysis? Rhabdomyolysis?
Rhabdomyolysis. Yeah.
Which can cause kidney damage or failure.
What happened?
Okay.
What? Just
It's
from
a
doing
break-
a few push-ups?
At least 8 of the football players,
I'd quit.
at least 8 of them were hospitalized.
When I played football in high school, our coaches
You didn't play football in high
I
school.
played freshman, sophomore year, I promise you. I wasn't very good.
At Tampa Catholic?
Yeah.
All right.
But his thing was to make us run until we puked. So I would puke.
What is up
I
with
would
some of
puke
the...
immediately. He was a maintenance man for some local facility. He had no reason to be coaching a football
He would
team.
make you run until
yeah.
you puked?
Yeah, in Tampa, in the heat, and we got to drink out of the hose. Really?
With that hose flavor?
Yeah, hot hose water.
You know,
Yeah.
and you know what happens?
It's got like that metally hose flavor.
It's like a
Yeah.
vinyl.
Yeah.
It's like a vinyl-y plastic hose water taste.
horrible.
It's the worst.
It's torture. Football is torture.
Oh my God.
Okay, so if my math is correct,
Yeah.
you would do 20 push-ups, then and do it like a minute, take a minute to do it, and then take a break for 2 minutes. But you do that for a solid hour. So I can see why that would put some kids in the hospital.
8. At least 8 kids were hospitalized after the extreme workout, according to the reports out of Dallas. Then the school learned what happened earlier this week and took immediate action. They sent out a letter to parents. Please know the district immediately implemented measures to address the situation and provide support to our athletes. Oh, man, look at the picture of the coach, John Harrell. This looks exactly like the guy that would make the kids do this. I'm going to hold this up to MJTV. So if you have MJTV on right now, you'll be able to see this. If you don't have MJTV, you can always go back and look at it later on. MJMorningshow.com, MJMorningshow.com, click on MJTV. Or, you know what? We'll probably put this up on stories mentioned on the MJ Morning Show. Look at this. Is that a good shot? Do you have a good picture of this, Andrew? Is that okay?
Yes.
All right. So I'm holding this up to MJTV right now. And I don't know what it is. This guy totally looks like a Delta Bravo douchebag.
The
Coach.
typical high school football coach.
Oh, yeah. This guy totally looks like a guy that would make kids do 400 push-ups. Take a look at this guy.
Oh, yeah. What a douche. He's got the look.
You got the look.
I could just see him being
Roxanne, look at this guy.
Oh, yeah.
Describe him.
Expression. He's got a smarmy facial expression. From this angle, it looks like he has a bit of a goatee.
Yep.
And just like he looks like one of those bad characters in like Home Alone.
Oh,
You know,
I was just about to
Yes.
say that. No, hold on a minute. He looks like the obnoxious brother.
Buzz?
Buzz.
He looks like an adult
Adult
Buzz
Buzz.
from Home Alone.
Yes,
Like an
for sure.
adult coach version that's just a,
He looks
just
like
just
every
a, you know.
bully in a
Look what you did, you little
Yes.
jerks.
Exactly.
Just screams that.
Man, this guy's going to be fired.
every teen bully in one of those coming of age movies from the 80s that he's the grown up version.
That's what the coach looks like.
What's up with some of these football coaches? It's like they get a little bit of power and then they just lose their minds.
Yeah.
And they probably get frustrated too with kids because they're
Whatever.
not disciplined.
All right.
Annoying.
When you think of a public library, what do you think of?
I think of the smell.
Sexy librarian telling you to shh.
All right, hold on. All right, these are all good guesses. So when you think of a public library, there's kind of that library book paperish kind of
Scent.
It's a smell.
That
You're
that also has like the underlings of like maybe a kid has thrown up on a book at home.
What?
right. Where did that come from?
At home?
What?
Like kids checked a book out, thrown
No,
up on it, and returned it. That's what
libra-
I smell when I go.
But libraries, a lot of even like the school library, like when I
Yes.
was in school, there was just like it's kind of a pleasant odor. It's
Should make it a scent.
libraries have like that kind of booky kind of
Yeah.
smell, and I find it to be appealing. All right, so you said the smell, Froggy. You said what?
Sexy librarian telling you to shh as she's in a mini skirt
The sexy librarian
and
in
a
mini
hair
skirt.
bun and glasses.
No, that's not what I'm thinking. Here's the deal. When you think of libraries, I don't think you think of this. This is out in Englewood, Colorado, so Denver area. The public library has been closed due to meth contamination.
So does somebody somebody got meth on a book?
I think somebody was operating a meth lab out of the bathroom or something.
Ah.
So, well, here's the deal. There was a discovery of meth in the bathrooms, and they've shut the place down.
How long was this guy operating in
Well,
the
no.
library?
We don't know if it was.
Oh, okay.
We don't know if it was a meth lab. But what the hell else could it be? All right. Following the discovery of meth in the bathrooms, and this was in Boulder. So, you got Boulder, Colorado. So I don't know what is going on in libraries in Colorado, but they discovered meth in the bathrooms of a Boulder public library. Then the city of Englewood, Colorado, a whole different city, they decided to do meth testing on their own. And then they had numerous areas in the library test positive for meth. What is going on?
Oh, I wonder how many books test positive for drugs at any random library.
Right, like dollar bills.
I mean, who would think that a library would test positive for meth?
Dude, if you think about it, those books are probably filled with are covered in fecal duty.
Right,
and
and throw
All
up.
right, well, that's a little.
Yeah,
that's a little.
boogers.
Hold on, that's a little redundant. Do you have to be so gross?
Well,
It's
just think, I've never
7:12.
thought about
It's
this.
7:12 in the morning.
Think about
and
all the people that have
just-
handled them.
Just restrain yourself. People are eating breakfast right now, and fecal duty is redundant.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
All right.
Now that you mention it, I'm surprised libraries weren't just like, we're getting rid of libraries post-COVID because people take them to their homes and get snot and all the other stuff you just said.
Ew.
Why are you saying that now?
It's the duty decimal
All right,
system.
Yeah.
the dude. Stop it. Oh, that's pretty funny.
Oh, so
All right,
gross.
I was trying to
That's-
think of a
that's
Dewey
pretty-
Decimal System joke the whole time, so that was a good
All
one.
right, but I also wanted to bring this up because, I mean, do we need to have libraries tested here in the Tampa Bay area for meth?
Yes. For anything.
You know what? I think we ought to like maybe champion this cause. We need to test all libraries in surrounding counties in the Tampa Bay area for meth contamination.
Now, how hard would it be to swab every book in every library?
Tell you what, there are corners of libraries and like some shelves and sections where people never go. You could probably set up a meth lab there and nobody would know.
Yeah, for real.
In a public library. All right, 7:13 at the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Next, we start the really, really long segment. Now, of course, one of the big stories is the death of Lisa Marie Presley. We talked about it first thing this morning. We had sort of a run-in years ago with Lisa Marie Presley right here in Clearwater when she had her home locally. All right, hold on. We'll get to that. There's a lot coming up. We got a loaded, and we start the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show, and we got to revisit that Rolling Stone 200 Best Singers of All Time and the omission of Celine Dion. But then Fester yesterday said, Sade's on the list, and what about that whole Sade situation we had with that phone call with Bogle? Oh, we got a lot of stuff coming up. If you haven't heard the famous Bogle Sade phone call, hang on, coming up on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If you're making a move. No Fester in studio because Fester is having some health issues. And he was going to try to crawl in today, but then the weather was so nasty that he was in his car headed to work, and the rain was torrential, and he couldn't see.
His vision's messed up.
He said that his vision is blurry, and also his windshield wipers don't work. So if you missed Fester on about 40 minutes ago, we had Fester on about 6:40 this morning with a little bit of an insight onto what's going on with him. We are genuinely concerned with Fester's health because he has totally neglected himself for decades. No physicals, he's a mess. And I don't know whether things are catching up. Listen, we're about to talk about Marie Presley dropping dead. I don't need Fester dropping dead.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I got to believe that Marie Presley's was in better shape than Fester.
How many times over the years has Fester said, "You don't see old fat people"?
That's his line.
That's like his thing. He used to say it when he was young, but now he's getting old.
Fester always used to say that was his line. Yeah, if you notice, you don't see a lot of old, really fat people. All right, hold on.
I got to tell you, this friend of mine, and I've been meaning to tell Fester this, but I don't want to intrude or whatever. He's got his own plan. But one of my friends who listens to the show is like, you've got to introduce him to, I guess, is it Ozempic? Whatever diabetes drug it is, he's like, it's life-changing.
Ozempic.
Yeah. And to get him to lose weight. And he would be a good candidate for it.
Well,
and
what's that drug that we talked about this before Christmas?
I think that's it. Is that it?
No.
It's something else? What is it?
Ozempic's a weight loss drug?
Which one is the weight loss drug?
Yeah, you know what? It's in my pile because I wanted to talk about it again. I just found it. Hold on a minute.
I thought that was ED medication.
I texted myself.
No, Ozempic is not ED medication.
What is it?
I don't even know what they do. All I know is
thought
that
it was like like the was the orgasm.
What
You're gonna get when?
What are you talking about?
I thought it was like bring
Roxanne, is Ozempic a diabetic medicine or is it a
Ozempic for weight loss? That's everything that comes up.
No.
No, but it says that when I just type in, the Google populates it for you. It says Ozempic for weight loss.
Now the drug that we talked about last fall. Oh, it's still fall, right? It's not winter until.
Yeah.
Oh no! Winter started December 21st. Hang on a minute. I'm sorry.
It's still fall.
It's used to lower blood sugar.
Blood sugar. What is that, like A1C or whatever that is? Anyway, so Ozempic is, and they help them lose weight. And it's become a huge thing in Hollywood. For instance, here's the story that we talked about last fall. So back, I don't know, maybe October, November, we first talked about this. New weight loss drug could become the best-selling drug in the world. Who can afford it? An Eli Lilly drug, if approved for weight loss, could be massive. The annual sales of tirzepatide, and tirzepatide is the pharmaceutical name, but it also has a name of Mounjaro, Mounjaro, and it was approved, I guess, last spring, but now it's one of the drugs that people are getting prescribed to them for weight loss.
You know what? Look at this.
Hang on.
I found it. Mounjaro.
Hold on. I'm in the middle of a sentence. All right. So this drug has been prescribed for diabetics, but diabetics are having trouble getting some of these drugs because people are trying to get them prescribed for weight loss, not for diabetes. Okay, Eager Beaver, what were we going to say?
Guess what? I just was scrolling through my text because I was talking to this guy on Sunday night, and he told me Mounjaro is the one that Fester needs to look into.
Mounjaro.
Yes. I texted it to myself.
That's the one we were talking about months ago, that this drug could be one of the best-selling drugs of all time, not because of diabetes, which apparently these new diabetic drugs apparently work very well, but you've got people that really need it for diabetes issues, and people are like sucking up the supply because of weight loss.
Yeah, what kind of doctor is going to prescribe it to you for weight loss? They're going to be like, you don't have diabetes. I'm not going to prescribe this to you.
Anyway, we'll talk to Fester in a little bit. We'll call him back and we didn't get the whole rundown. He's having all kinds of ailments. He saw a cardiologist yesterday, his stomach, his heart, his this. I don't know if the guy's like collapsing. And, here we get the news yesterday that Lisa Marie Presley was rushed to the hospital. And if you never heard, and I haven't heard this in years, I literally have not heard this. It's got to be 15, 20. It's a long time.
I don't think I've ever heard it.
And this was Froggy number 1. Froggy is Froggy 2.
Well, we call him less funny Froggy.
Okay, so less funny Froggy.
Yes. And he was on the show for like 5 years. I've been on the show for like 20.
Right, so you've been on the show for a longer time. Lisa Marie Presley, if you missed our encounter at Lisa Marie Presley's house in Clearwater back in like the mid-90s, we have the old archived audio. What were we doing at Lisa Marie Presley's house? This was live on the air. This was during the MJ and BJ morning show years ago because Lisa Marie Presley was like a Scientologist and she moved to town and we wanted to greet her. And well, it turned into a little incident. We had a little problem at Lisa Marie Presley's house in Clearwater. So we'll play the audio from years ago in a minute. But the details are, did we figure out all of her husbands? She was married 4 times. We know it was Michael Jackson. It was Nicolas Cage, Danny Keough, and then who was the other husband?
Michael Lockwood.
Who the hell's that?
I have no idea. He's a guitarist.
For who? Ace of Base?
He's best known for performing with Lisa Marie, Fiona Apple.
He's a guitarist for Aqua.
Yeah.
Hello, Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world.
Life's plastic. It's fantastic.
This is just terrible. The only child of Elvis Presley died, 54 years old. She was hospitalized. She was rushed to the hospital from her Calabasas home that's in the L.A. area, and she was rushed to the hospital with cardiac arrest. And Priscilla Presley said, "It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter, Lisa Marie, has left us." Said in a statement last night, "She was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known." And the announcement came just hours after Priscilla Presley confirmed that she was rushed to the hospital with cardiac arrest. Here's what we know. L.A. County paramedics were dispatched to a Calabasas home at 10:37 a.m. Pacific time following a report of a woman in full cardiac arrest, according to Craig Little, a spokesperson for the county's fire department. Property records indicate that Presley was a resident at that address. Paramedics arrived about 6 minutes later. A subsequent statement from the L.A. County Sheriff's Department said paramedics performed CPR and determined that the patient had signs of life before taking her to a hospital in nearby West Hills. The city of Calabasas is, by the way, it's between the foothills of the Santa Monica and the Santa Susana Mountains, and it is about 25, 30 miles northwest of like downtown Los Angeles, if you want to get a little, bird's eye view of it. TMZ first reported that she was rushed to the hospital with cardiac arrest, and she's gone, 54 years old. Now, she was at the Golden Globes on, was that Tuesday night, Rox?
It was, that sounds right.
Was it Monday or Tuesday night?
Maybe it was Monday, yeah.
Monday night? I didn't watch the Golden Globes. I don't give a crap. Anyway, she was there with Priscilla, and people said that, she didn't look that good. And, Michelle was watching the video last night, and she said to me, "Oh, hey, you gotta take a look at this video." So Michelle is watching this on her phone last night. We're in the living room, just, I'm doing prep. We're watching TV. And Michelle says, "Hey, come look at this video," on her phone. And this was video from the Golden Globes where she was on the red carpet. And she doesn't look good. I mean, I don't know if she looked like she was like 4 days away from dying, but still.
Hey, Lisa, how are you?
I just photobomb you?
No, it's perfect.
And she doesn't sound good. If you listen to this, let me put this up on my start and stop button bar here.
Well, she doesn't look good either.
No, that's what I'm saying. She didn't look good. She doesn't sound good. This is Golden Globes earlier this week on the red carpet.
Hey, Lisa, how are you?
I just photobomb you?
No, it's perfect. So what was it like watching Austin on stage and during this movie and the making of this movie?
And then, of course, that's the Elvis movie. That guy, Austin? What's his name? The actor that played Elvis in that movie.
Who knows?
So they're asking her, was this like E? I think it was E. E did the red.
Yeah, Billy Bush.
Austin Butler. All right, listen.
It was mind-blowing. Truly mind-blowing. I really didn't know what to do with myself after I saw it.
Yeah.
I had to take like 5 days to process it because it was so incredible and so spot on and so authentic that, yeah, I can't even describe.
I mean, she's kind of slurring a bit.
Yeah.
She sounds like.
Yeah, but if you have a heart attack, isn't that something that comes? You don't feel the effects coming up 4 days in advance.
Yeah,
No, you don't. But I don't think she's in good health to begin with.
Yeah.
But, Rox, what really is kind of chilling is Lisa Marie Presley, 54 years old, is seen days ago at the Golden Globes. And, I mean, can you imagine that you're dead just a couple of days later?
Right. I know. It's crazy. I do want to just correct some information. I think sometimes people's symptoms do appear even weeks before cardiac arrest.
Really?
You do. I mean, it's
Are you
not,
correcting Froggy?
I'm correcting his medical information.
Yeah. Oh, folks, this is a very important note. Do not listen to Froggy for any medical advice.
Excuse me.
I think that goes without saying, but
What? Oh, by the way, you know what Michelle suggested?
What?
That whenever you do something goofy and stupid, that this ought to be your new theme song. Michelle came up with this. She's like, I don't know why.
Why? I don't think the Odd Couple.
No, something popped up in her feed, and she was playing the What's Happening theme last night. And she's like, man, this is the goofiest theme show music ever. You ought to use this for something. And then I said, something, like when Froggy does something goofy. Yeah. What? There we go.
There's a worse TV theme than that.
That's Froggy's new theme song. All right, where were we?
I don't know.
well, okay. So she was 9 when her father passed.
That's right.
Only 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to say this to be inappropriate, but I do wonder if it's going to come out. Because it just jogged my mind when you said a couple moments ago, Elvis's only child. But what about Naomi Judd's daughter?
What?
That's always been a rumor. Is that going to come out? Now?
That's true. That's
Right?
right. Yeah, because the rumor was.
Naomi was his nurse.
Yeah.
And she's now passed.
Right. That's right. That was we talked about that again a couple of months ago.
Right.
That rumor was floating around.
So people have said that Winona is really Elvis's daughter.
Yeah. Exactly.
Interesting.
Yep.
Really?
All right. Now, we've got the audio from years ago when Fester and Froggy, we ought to try to call Fester. Fester and Froggy, and it's Froggy number 1, not this Froggy. This was first Froggy, who's only with us, 5 years?
Yeah, I guess. Something like that.
And then Froggy 2 has been with us like 20 years. But this is audio from like the mid-1990s. This is like 1996 when Lisa Marie Presley, because she was a Scientologist, was she still a Scientologist or did she leave that stuff?
I was wondering that when you said that earlier, if she still was a Scientologist. I don't know.
This is the audio of Lisa Marie Presley's house being visited by the MJ Morning Show. And listen, this wasn't like malicious. We just wanted to welcome her to town because it was a big story. Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's daughter, moving to Clearwater, bought a house to be close to, that Scientology stuff. And we tried, you know what it was? I think we tried like the front gate. We tried to hit the buzzer and drop off like a gift basket. And we couldn't get through at the front. And then I think it was a day or so later, we decided we were going to approach from the water because there was a dock right on the water in Clearwater, and we were going to drop off the fruit basket to welcome Lisa Marie Presley to town. All right, here it is, folks. I haven't heard this in years. This is a MJ morning show, actually MJ and BJ. You'll probably hear BJ on this thing. We sent Uncle Fester, formerly known as Moose, and Froggy to Lisa Marie's house. We had to approach by water.
Here we go.
All right, head on over to the house.
All right, start motoring that way. There they go.
You're right behind Lisa Marie's house?
Hey, guys, there's a problem.
What's the problem?
Private property, no trespassing sign posted on the dock.
So what? I mean,
Welcoming.
You're illiterate.
She sent somebody to welcome us, too.
What do you mean?
There's a guard on the dock.
Close trespassing, get off the dock right now.
We're being welcomed.
By who?
Private property.
Hello? All right, what's the problem?
We just got pushed off the dock. So we gave him the flowers, but he kicked him into the water.
The guard threw the welcoming bouquet of flowers into the water?
Into the water.
I mean, is this the way Lisa Marie Presley is going to treat her neighbors?
No wonder Michael Jackson dumped her ass.
All right, get the bullhorn.
All right.
Tell Froggy to repeat after me.
All right.
Attention, Lisa Marie Presley.
Attention, Lisa Marie Presley.
We are only trying to welcome you to Clearwater, Florida.
We are only trying to welcome you to beautiful Clearwater, Florida.
We brought flowers.
We brought flowers.
We brought a fruit basket.
We brought fruit baskets.
And we brought freshly baked Uncle Fester chocolate chip cookies.
MJ.
And we bought freshly baked Uncle Fester cookies.
MJ.
And we're treated like crap.
And we're treated like total crap.
All right, what's going on?
Up here come the cops.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
let's.
There's cops on the dock. There's cops on the hill.
Told you.
Oh, my God, guys.
What's going on?
Here come two more.
All the Clearwater police are coming in like the cavalry right now.
Bad. There's 4 cop cars.
4 cop cars.
Look at this. They're
Yeah.
surrounding us like we're bank robbers.
They are?
They said I have to secure the phone.
Well, put it in your pocket, in the front pocket, leave it on.
I can't. It's being taken.
Hello?
All right. So, which one of
Wow.
us is going downtown to get him?
God,
Wow.
what was all those sounds?
Those are little edit points.
Okay.
Yeah, that was Eric Chase, I think, helped me with that.
My goodness.
Yeah. Wow.
That's crazy.
So, Roxanne, you're hearing that for the first time.
I'm liking listening to yours and Fester's old voices too.
Yeah.
So young.
Well, I kind of
know.
sound the same.
You do, but there's a difference. There's a subtle difference. Fester sounds like a baby.
Fester had so much life.
Did you hear Fester? He sounded like he was 200 pounds lighter. He did. But we ought to call Fester right now
Yeah, let's
and
do
see
it.
what he can remember, because it was Fester and Froggy won. So Clearwater police showed up because she had like Scientology like goon guards at the house. And then they called. Now, that was compressed. All that happened like over like 10 or 15 minutes. And that's why we had those little transitional, doo-doo-doo, those little sound effects. But, man, I haven't heard that. That was on, tell you what, that was on the crotchety, it was on one of the crotchety CDs. What was it, Crotchety Christmas 2? Yeah, was it the Crotchety Christmas 2? Hang on a minute. Yeah, let me hold this up to the camera.
Fester was just Fester. He used to be Moose.
Yeah, this was, I'm holding this up to the MJ TV camera right now. This was on the MJ and BJ Crotchety Christmas 2 CD. And the copyright date is 1997 on this. So that was, I think that happened in 96 when that happened. What was that? Oh, Fester's on line 1? All right, Fester's on hot 1. Let's get, hey, Fester.
Hey.
Hey, did you just hear, did you hear that?
Oh, man, I loved hearing that. I even sent a message to old Froggy and told him I was getting a spin today.
Oh, that's great. All right, Fester, what do you remember about that whole incident? Because Lisa Marie Presley, there was a big deal. That was a huge story. In fact, I don't know if the local TV stations, if they remember, but listen, a lot of the local TV stations and the reporters, they listen to the MJ Morning Show. But like Channel 8, Channel 13, Channel 10, Channel 28, I don't even know if they had a news operation because back then on ABC, because they used to be Fox, and we had all those changes back in the 90s. But if the TV stations go back to their archives, they can get local footage of when Lisa Marie moved to Clearwater because of Scientology. Now, what do you remember?
So I think it was like 96 97 or 90, or maybe early 98.
No. I just said it. It's the copyright date on Crotchety Christmas 2, that CD. The copyright date is 97, so it was at least 97.
Okay. So I remember she moved to Clearwater. It was a big story. And MJ, it's like, we're sitting there, and we used to have meetings where we used to think about how we can, be, in the news. We're like, hey, let's greet her with let's go to her house and ring the doorbell. And we get to the house one morning, and they had a big iron gate. We were knocking, we're yelling. Nobody comes out.
Yeah, I mean, I set that up before I played the clip, and I want to hear your take. But, for those that are listening, we tried this over several days. And the first time we tried to go to the front gate, and they wouldn't respond. And that's why, like, the next day, we rented a boat, and we approached by water.
So DJ was, like, asleep in the studio, and he's like, you can always go by water. And he that's all he said. And you and I looked at each other, and you're like, okay, what does that look like? How does that happen? And I'm like, oh, we got to get a boat. And then Froggy knew somebody who was, like, the manager of, like a company called, like, Jet Ski Fun Center, and they sold Sea-Doos.
You mean they rented?
Yeah.
Did they rent Sea-Doos or they sold them?
Well, they sold. I think they sold them.
Okay.
Maybe they rented them. I don't remember. But Froggy was pretty well versed in boating. He and his dad had a boat, so I never drove a boat. But Froggy was the driver, and we had a Sea-Doo jet boat that was delivered to the radio station. We hook it up to a radio station van and tow it down to the Clearwater dock, north of.
You went to some Clearwater Municipal Marina and you dropped the boat in.
Right. So this is all happening at 6:20 in the morning.
Right.
And you don't tell anybody what we're doing. They're having a secret mission.
That's right. I think all morning long I was like, there's a Fester and Froggy secret mission this morning. You got to listen. I can't tip you off or else there's going to be a problem. They're going to know we're coming. So that's right. All right, go ahead.
So we get jetting down there. We see the house. We're a couple hundred yards away. And you're like, all right, motor on up. And we get up to the dock. And as we were probably 30 feet from the dock, all of these guys in same color clothes, like everything on them was tan or something. They come running out. And we're like, it wasn't two guys. It was 10 guys.
And it was Lisa Marie's secret Scientology security force.
And we get to the dock, and I physically get on the dock. And he's like, you're on private property. You got to leave right now.
Yeah, we heard that. That's on the audio.
Right. I hand him the fruit basket, and I'm like, we're from the NJ Morning Show. Welcome to Clearwater. And he took it. He grabbed the and he punted it like he ran us right in the water.
He kicks our fruit basket for Lisa Marie Presley into the water.
And there's all these Scientology guards, and they're talking into their sleeves. They're call the authorities, alert authorities, we need backup. I'm like, holy crap.
And that's when Clearwater police started to swarm.
Well, Clearwater police were on the dock. The coast was the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard sent a small craft after. It was badged U.S. Coast Guard, and they were escorting us back to the marina on their bullhorn. Return to the marina. Return. And we're like, holy crap, we're in such trouble. We get back to the dock, and there were, I would half the Clearwater police force, if not all of it. And the cops could not have been more cool.
Right.
Because they've heard the whole thing, and they're like, listen, we listen to you guys every day. We know what you're doing. They let us off. They're like, listen, just get the hell out of here.
Yeah, listen, you guys were not doing, there was no vandalism. You were doing nothing. The only thing is, technically, you'd be trespassing by getting on her dock.
And littering.
But a lot of times, isn't the dock in the public right away? So listen, but we were trying to welcome her with a fruit basket and flowers, and I even mentioned in that audio clip, I guess you baked fresh chocolate chip cookies.
I did. They weren't homemade, but they were from the store brand.
Oh, I guess you did bake them. You picked them up at Publix or something.
Well, I baked them, but they were the Pillsbury balls already made.
Oh, okay, all right, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but we.
The chocolate chip log.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was what it was.
Yeah.
And the Clearwater police could not have been nicer to Froggy and I. They let us, go, and they detained us for probably 20 minutes, And we hooked the boat back up to the radio station van and took off.
And there you have it, folks. And now with the horrific news, the terrible news that Lisa Marie Presley is dead at 54 of cardiac arrest. I don't know if we'll get more information as far as the autopsy goes. I don't know. But, I mean, just terrible. Who would think that Lisa Marie, Elvis's only daughter, I mean, are we dealing with just bad genetics? Now, Elvis had his issues, but Elvis also had the substance abuse problem, and it's
hold on.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what Lisa Marie was into. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, she's lived a remarkably different life than everybody else on the planet. You know, and she's had a crazy life. I don't know what she's been into or what things she's put into her body.
Hey, I'll tell you what, this is going to be like Friday the 13th MJ Morning Show Throwback Friday, because we just played that classic audio of Lisa Marie and Fester and Froggy from 1996 or 97. And in just a few minutes, we're going to play the famous Bogle phone call. And Fester, you're the one that actually dug this up. So I'm kind of sad you're not in the studio today. So in minutes, we're going to bring up something that we talked about late in the show yesterday. And then Fester said, oh, my God, Sade is number 51 on the list. We ought to play the Bogle phone call. So that's also on one of the old MJ Morning Show CDs. And if you don't know about the Bogle call, this all started because of the controversy with the Rolling Stones best 200 singers of all time list, which they dropped on New Year's Day. And Celine Dion's fans are like militants. They're like ISIS. And they're all pissed off. Seriously, they're all pissed off that Celine Dion was omitted from the 200 best singers of all time list. All right, so we're going to get into that in just a minute.
Isn't Bogle a wine?
It is.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
That's the only thing I know. You keep saying that, and so I just think it's a wine phone call.
No. This Bogle has nothing to do with wine. This is a classic. This is a guy at a courthouse.
This caused an international incident.
It did.
We got contacted by the government of this country.
What was it? Was it
Curacao?
Where was it? Aruba? All right, Roxanne, look this up. It's probably in the phone call, but look up the Sade traffic ticket incident and her court appearance. And Sade had to appear in court because she blew off some kind of a court-ordered appearance. It was some kind of crazy deal. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. First, though, as you can tell, folks, Fester is not here in studio. Fester is on the phone. And Fester, you sound okay, but you're going through some health issues. And this all started, when did everything start? Now, your myasthenia gravis. Now, why don't you tell everyone what myasthenia gravis is? And, there are commercials. When you turn on TV, you got all these pharmaceutical spots with all these, made-up drug names, Flictarvy and Flacmolagul. It's like somebody's, high and they're making up names for drugs. I mean, seriously. Yeah. And it's like every other TV commercial that you watch is some kind of crazy made up name where someone just, drops some acid. All right. So Fester, back in 2011, you were diagnosed with myasthenia gravis, which is an autoimmune disease.
Right. And it's a muscle weakening disease.
And your face became paralyzed. Your eyes were drooping like droopy dog, and you were drooling, and it was crazy.
Muscles become tired with use, and they can't regenerate their strength.
All right. Now, you had the issue for 4 or 5 months, and then it went into remission, and you were hospitalized. How long were you in the ICU at Tampa General?
I think I was in the hospital for 3 weeks total and 2 weeks in the ICU.
I mean, it was crazy. I remember visiting at Tampa General, the sliding doors and the ICU, and I'm in there, trying to cheer you up, and you were off the show. And
Froggy came and visited me, and I think I wet myself.
Yeah, that's right. You did. They had to change out your diaper. All right. So you go into remission on the myasthenia gravis. You had a little bit of a relapse. You felt it coming on, in 2019?
Yeah, in the summer of 2019. And when you have something like this, as soon as you feel a trigger, you know exactly what it is.
All right, so then it goes away again, but now let's speed up to right now this week. And you felt like the myasthenia gravis was coming back, but now you've got a whole new cascading problem of other health issues. So whatever you're comfortable with telling our audience, let's discuss why you're not here and why you went to a cardiologist yesterday. I mean, your wife forced you to go to a cardiologist yesterday. You haven't been to a doctor other than the emergency care back in 2011. You haven't been to a doctor. You haven't had a physical in your life.
Well, in my life, that's not true because I think I needed one for high school football back in.
Okay, all right. You haven't had a physical since high school football at what was it? What school?
Dixie Collins.
I went to the Dixie Hollins in St. Pete.
Oh, do they still call it Dixie Hollins, or they have to drop the Dixie because of all the wokeness?
They had to drop the Dixie. Now it's just Dix High School.
It's no, seriously. Is it still Dixie Hollins?
No, it's just Hollins High School.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, they dropped it.
All right. Go ahead.
Anyway, it started Monday, where I have three different things going on. One is, I think the show is just ending, and I felt I could hear my voice sounding different before anybody else can, and I was like, okay, I have this myasthenia gravis is affecting my voice again. So I knew that on Monday, and I have medication at the house for it. So I've been self-medicating to alleviate those symptoms. The medicine lasts for about 4 or 5 hours.
All right.
And then you got to take it again.
Okay.
So that's one. Myasthenia gravis is one small thing.
All right, then let's talk about the other issues, and we don't know if they're connected, but let's quickly run down the list of the other things that are afflicting you right now and why this is a cause for concern.
So myasthenia gravis is a painless disease. It's not like you're in agony with this. If anything, you're painless. So I've been having abdominal cramping, which I've never had before.
And if you were listening to the show yesterday, Froggy comes back into the studio right after a break, and Froggy's like, "Hey, I'm worried about Fester." What? This was yesterday. What did you say?
I said I found him on the couch making a noise, going like
in the station. Back in the programming department here in the station, we've got a couch, and Fester's lying down during the commercial break, and he's moaning.
Oh yeah.
But it comes in waves. I mean, like my abdomen will cramp for 2 minutes, and it'll be really, really painful.
Dude, listen, I'm just concerned. I mean, Lisa Marie Presley dropped dead yesterday at 54, and you're clearly in much worse shape than Lisa Marie Presley.
Right. Did you see the video of Lisa Marie Presley from the Golden Globes?
Oh,
she looks like a death.
Now, she did not look good.
Fester looks way better than her.
Well, no. I'm saying that Fester is in worse shape than Lisa Marie. Now, Lisa Marie Presley, if you look at the Golden Globes red carpet video, she did not look good. I mean, if you look at her face, she did not look good at all. But what I'm saying was, she's not like Fester. You're like obese. I mean, you're not in good shape.
Okay, well, first of all, like 2/3 of the country is obese, so let's not, put us all in a corral. However, Lisa, who knows what kind of life Lisa Marie has led? Okay, I don't have a pharmacy inside of me. I don't have any.
You're not a hard drug guy.
Yeah, other than cigars, I don't have too many vices. Cigars and like Bluebell ice cream are my two vices.
All right, so you're having the abdominal pains. You're groaning on the couch yesterday here in the radio station, and then what else? You're getting like chest pains. What else is going on?
Then I felt a chest tightness. So I come home Monday and I lay out all three symptoms to my wife, and she's like, "Okay, two things. First question is the term life insurance paid up?" And I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Okay."
Whoa, hold on a minute. Who said that?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, jeez. All right.
So,
oh, by the way, my life insurance lapsed on January 1st.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, hey, Stuart.
Drive safe.
Stuart, I will call you. My life insurance guy's been like, hounding me. No, hang on a minute. He's doing his job because, my life, I had a 10-year policy. I got to remind Michelle, I mean, right now I don't have any life insurance. So I had a $3 million policy, and it was a 10-year policy, and it expired on January 1st. And I was paying it wasn't bad. I was paying like $2,400 a year for a $3 million life insurance policy. And this was the kind of policy where even like after like a year or two, I could even like off myself and they'd get paid. But
it's a 2-year waiting.
It's like a waiting period. Seriously. So my policy expired on January 1st, and my $2,400 policy through that particular carrier, went up to, if I wanted to renew, it went up to $12,500 a year. I'm like, what? I'm not paying that. So
you're much more likely to die in this decade than you were last decade.
Well, yes, but I mean, who the hell knows? But Stu is my life insurance guy, and I will get a hold of you. Now, he was doing his job because I actually contacted him to say, hey, I got a letter that my rates are going to go sky high. He said, all right, we're going to shop this. And he actually gave me some decent rates. But starting like last September, he's like, all right, we got to schedule your new physical and get everything set. And, man, time just got away from me, and now my policy's expired. All right, so you're joking about life insurance, right?
Yeah, I do have it, but she didn't make a joke. I made that joke. Apparently, it was not as funny as I thought it would be.
All right.
So I lay out all 3 symptoms for my wife, and she immediately was the one that broke out the MG medicine and said, let's get you on a schedule. Because if I go to a neurologist, all they're going to do is prescribe medicine. There's really nothing they can do other than listen to you, nod their head, and prescribe the same medicine.
But you've got chest tightness now. You've got abdominal cramps. And then you told me last night that you haven't eaten in 4 days?
With the abdominal cramps, I haven't eaten a full meal in several days now. Remember, I called Roxanne yesterday. Remember I said we're going to lunch in Hyde Park? And we talked about where I was going to go?
Yeah.
We went there, and Roxanne, I left 4 minutes after the meal came. I took a couple of bites, and I was like, I got to go.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
Yeah, I know, $14 for an omelet.
All right, so what's the latest? I got to move on here, but we got to do the Rolling Stones thing and the whole Sade, and we got another classic phone call to play, which is hysterical if you've never heard it. All right, so what's the latest? Do you have another doctor's appointment today? You went to the cardiologist. What did the cardiologist say yesterday?
So I haven't seen the cardiologist in 10 years, 15 years, 12 years. So I have a record with this guy. He comes in, good to see you. It's my first appointment again. I tell him.
Did he say, and Leon's getting larger?
No, he had a scale
that
goes up to 600 pounds.
Oh,
so
wow.
I knew I was at home.
Okay.
So
you knew you were at home?
I get there, they're like, all right, step on this scale here. And I'm like, am I going to break it? And she's like, it goes up to 600 pounds. And I'm like, oh.
You got some headroom there.
So just a little bit.
Wiggle room.
I told him about the chest tightness, and immediately he says, acid reflux. I need to see a GI guy, and he recommended somebody. I don't have a primary care, so I don't get referrals.
Yeah, you know what? That could be something, because if you have a little bit of a chest issue, it could be acid reflux. And I'm surprised, listen, you're not in the best of shape. I'm surprised that you haven't had acid reflux issues years ago.
So he asked me, he goes, does your chest hurt during physical activity? And I was like, define physical activity. It'd be walking from my car to the radio station? That's about it. I mean, maybe.
Yeah, you're going to go to a doc. They're going to scope you and see if you have acid reflux that might be causing some of this.
That's why I was telling you to do those jumping jacks yesterday, because they say if you...
What, to make the acid to come up even more?
That's the indication.
Oh.
Take omeprazole.
Omeprazole.
Omeprazole. That's what I take. It helps your tummy.
Yeah, it's Prilosec is what it is.
Remember, we do the home show, and Prilosec was the sponsor.
Oh yeah, we had like 30 pallets of Prilosec.
I may or may not have taken a case of it and had it in my garage.
Well, start popping that stuff like little chiclets.
I instantly felt better. I mean, my chest hasn't bothered me in a day, so maybe.
Oh, dude, it might be.
Yeah.
Your whole deal might just be like acute acid reflux.
So
reflux.
Like if I don't take
adorable acid reflux.
Yeah, acute acid reflux.
Like if I don't take my omeprazole, like for a couple days, I feel like dog crap.
Oh,
like,
I do. Listen, I take 40 milligrams of omeprazole every other day. I don't need it every day. If I just take it every other day, I'm fine. But I've got acid reflux. I've had that since I was like my late 20s.
Yeah, it's no fun.
So I go to the cardiologist for my first appointment. They got me right in. I called in on Wednesday. They're like, we have an appointment on the 25th. I'm like, okay, I'll take it. And then they called me later in the day, and they go, "Hey, look, we have an opening tomorrow at 10:45." I'm like, "I'll be there." And first appointment back, they did an EKG, and they did the.
They put the little sticky white dots on your chest.
Yeah.
Did they have to Did they need to use like a weed whacker to get the chest hair off?
I asked her. I go, no. She asked. I was like, "You need to shave me?" And she's like, "I was like, would you like me to shave myself?"
No.
Shave me.
No.
They just rip that hair out.
No. She goes, "I don't get paid enough to shave something like you." And no, she was great. She was great.
Ah, Kelly Clarkson.
They have these new stickies that don't pull hair.
Oh, really?
Mine
They
don't
went
have
down, and she pulled them right up, and I didn't lose any of my pelt.
All right, so I got to move on here. I'm going to keep you on the phone during the Rolling Stones
Well, how
deal.
was the EKG?
But what are the? Do you have results? Yes. Do you have results from the EKG?
What's that thing with the baby and the gel and the wand? You know,
Ultrasound.
That's ultrasound.
Okay, they did that to my heart. So I did the ultrasound and I did the EKG. I get results today. And
Actually, I think they did that because they thought you might have been pregnant
You know what? She went really
with triplets.
They tell you immediately if your EKG is good.
She did my chest. She did my side, my neck.
Well, listen, I'm telling you right now that the tech that did the EKG, they know enough that if they detect any severe problem,
told you.
they'll tell you, or they'll bring the doctor in right away. They're not going to let you leave if they notice some kind of, if they notice a big anomaly with your EKG.
So how is 137/70 for blood pressure?
That's okay.
Your systolic is a little high. What? Say that again, please.
137
Yep.
over 70.
Yeah, listen, your diastolic
That's
is
fine.
that's good. Your 70 is great, but your systolic is a little high. You should be, I'd like to see you, no more than 120, 125. Yeah.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah.
So I get results from the cardiologist today. I go for blood work later. But overall, I haven't been feeling like myself, and I have been feeling like crap. And I don't call into the radio show flippantly, or if I have a little headache, I
No,
come in.
you're a tough guy.
But, I feel real tough me. But anyway, I feel like junk.
Anyway, listen, we're concerned, and listen, you got to start taking care of yourself, dude. I'm going to go see Dr. L in the next couple of weeks for my yearly physical. I go every year for a physical. I get full blood work done by the Cleveland Clinic every year. And here, you haven't had anything done in over a decade, really.
I think my blood type is gravy, so I don't know. Look, I'm sure I'll be fine. Just this whole last week.
Yeah, that's what Lisa Marie Presley said.
Oh, that's what Mom,
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
Jeez, man, that's terrible. All right, Fester, let's move on to the whole Rolling Stone deal. And it was you brought up, oh, man, you ought to play the famous Bogle phone call. Did you look that up where the whole Sade thing was?
I guess this must have happened pre-internet because I can't find anything.
Come on.
I've been Googling. So you know more about this. I all you told me is Sade traffic ticket.
No,
Sade, whatever. Sade traffic ticket at court, different country. Like, I can't find anything.
Roxanne, spell Sade for me.
Sade. That's why I said it the wrong way.
Okay, good. Okay, all right, just checking.
All right, the first thing I Google right here: arrest warrant issued for Sade. MTV News. First thing, here we go. Arrest warrant. A Kingston, Jamaica judge has issued an arrest warrant
How hard was that?
for soul jazz singer Sade after she failed to appear at a Wednesday hearing to answer reckless driving charges. June 18th, 1998.
Wait, how's that
good.
possible? It's before the internet.
It's the first thing. It's not before the internet. So, all right, here's the deal. We're a little late, and I can't get to everything immediately. I mean, we do our best, and we do a great job in getting to things in an expeditious fashion.
Oh, we do.
But I can't get to everything. And one of the things that I had in the pile was the story that Celine Dion fans were pissed, and she has her own health issues here. She has that stiff, Stone syndrome deal, right?
That's scary.
Oh, it is.
Stiff person syndrome.
There we go. Stiff person syndrome. All right. Now, Rolling Stone on January 1st, they dropped a new list of the 200 greatest singers of all time. And out of 200 singers, they don't have Celine Dion on the list, which really is nuts because Celine Dion clearly should be in the top 200. She should be in the top 100 because Celine Dion has an amazing voice. I mean, you look at some of the people that are on this list, it's like, what?
Now, listen, I will say the list is very diverse, and you do cover a lot of different kinds of music.
Right.
So they've included a lot of people you may not be familiar with. But I thought we didn't do it justice by doing it the last segment of the show and kind of rushing through it.
We didn't. We absolutely. For instance, I'm on RollingStone.com right now. January 1st, 2023. They put out this list. Celine Dion is not on it. Her fans go nuts. They start picketing, and I think they threw Molotov cocktails at the Rolling Stone offices in Manhattan.
Yes.
I mean, they're like militant. They're going crazy that they left. Anyway, if I go to the Rolling Stone list, let me just give you a little flavor. Oh, look at this. Flavor Flav's on here.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
No.
All right. So, all right. Number 200 is Rosalia. Who the hell is that?
I don't know who that is.
A very diverse list over many cultures and many.
198 is Billie Eilish. She's big. 197 is Burna Boy.
Who's that?
198 is, let's see, 196, Paul Westerberg. He was Replacements front guy. There are I've never heard of these
Obscure people. Kelly Clarkson, you heard of her. We just talked about her.
Here's Kelly Clarkson. Kelly Clarkson is number 194 on the list of the 200 greatest singers. Brandy's 193. And
so the website, Rolling Stone breaks them down in like chunks of 20 or 40. Right?
Yeah.
And so we did like the last.
Well, look, here's some guy named Jungkook.
That guy's awesome.
Oh, is he BTK? Oh, he's the
BTS.
BTS. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. BTS. What is that?
Is he a serial killer?
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, that's right.
I can
The BTK killers out in California.
I conflated. I'm sorry.
It was Kansas. That's Bound, Torture, Kill.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So BTS. All right. So, I mean, and Celine Dion is not on the list. 189, Joan Baez. Half these people, I've never heard of these. Alicia Keys is 185, of course. Karen O is 184. Who the hell is Karen O?
But you're way in the weeds. Celine wouldn't even be there. She should be a top 20 or top.
Celine Dion ought to be top 20, absolutely, because she's amazing. Anyway, we're going through the list here, and if I click, 120 to 101, let me just go down the list a little bit. All right, now 120 to 101. 120 is Charlie Rich. Let's see, 119. I never heard of 119. John Fogerty, Put Me In, Coach. I'm ready to play. 118 is John Fogerty.
That can't be song. Jesus.
Patti Smith is on here. Chrissy Hine, Pretender. She's great. Back on the Chain Gang. Ozzy Osbourne's 112. All right, so Fester.
Ozzy Osbourne?
And Fester's going through the list. Fester then gets, this is yesterday. This is late in the show. It might have been the last segment on the show yesterday.
So show's over. Show's over, okay?
And
We're done. We say goodbye. Right. And I said to you, I go, we really should go through the whole list tomorrow. I think it's interesting for a segment. And then I start scrolling through it. And I didn't click this chunk while we were on the air. I clicked it off when we were done. But in the 50s, I just clicked it to see anybody else I knew. And there she was at number 51.
Right. At number 51, it's Sade. And Sade, of course, I'll play some Sade. Everyone knows this. Smooth Operator, Sade. I mean, this is a big song back in, mid-80s, 85 or so? Yeah, this is Sade, all right? Also, she had this. Remember this? They all sound the same from the intros, but this was Sweetest Taboo by Sade. All right, so that's Sade, and she's number 51 on the list that Fester recognized on the Rolling Stone 200 Greatest Singers of All Time. And
I don't particularly care about Sade as an artist or a human. I'm sure she's a nice lady, but I'm not a rabid fan, but I remembered the Bogle call.
So Fester says, oh, man, we ought to talk about the Rolling Stones list again and Celine Dion being left off and the fact that Sade is number 51. And what about the Bogle Call? And the Bogle Call, which I have queued up, this is from 1998, and it was because an arrest warrant was issued for Sade down in Jamaica. She failed to appear for a hearing. She was driving a car in Jamaica. Apparently, she was pulled over for reckless driving. She was charged with leading police on a high-speed chase in 1997 in Montego Bay. That's
where we want to go.
Down to Kokomo, Jamaica. But I was doing the Montego Bay song.
Oh.
Montego. How does that go?
I went to go down Montego Bay.
So when Sade had an arrest warrant issued for not appearing in court in Jamaica, we called down to the courthouse. And we did this live on the air. And a guard, like a security guy, picks up at the courthouse. And this is crazy.
It's the most ridiculous call I think I've ever heard. Because you're talking like Milton Fledgecow.
Right, exactly. And
he is hook, line, and sinker on the whole thing.
And he's trying to get a bribe from us. And this is crazy. The Sade call from 1998. Listen to this. And I'm doing the Milton Fledgecow voice.
Hello?
Hello, is this the Supreme Court building?
That's correct.
Yes, my name is Milton Fledgecow, and I am the representative for the singer Sade.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Sade?
No, I don't know that person. Yeah, other policemen might know him, but I don't know that person.
Well, Sade is the internationally famous superstar singer, and she's supposed to be in court today. She's the one that yelled and screamed at the officers and, was weaving and swerving.
So what do you want to know about her?
I'm her lawyer.
Yeah, sir.
She can't make it.
She can't make it today?
No, she's got a nail appointment.
Yeah, please call back about 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock? Now, listen here. What's your name?
I said, please call back about 9 o'clock. I can put you onto higher authority.
I understand
tell them that.
But listen, I want to offer money. I want to bribe somebody. I got serious cash for the judge.
Yeah.
I got like $8,000 to have the judge do things my way. I got $1,000 in it for you.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm offering you cash to drop the case. And that Sade can't make it because she has a nail appointment and she's got the bad case of the squirts.
What case is that, Charles?
The squirts.
Well, I'm not the arresting officer.
Okay, well, listen, I got cash coming out the wazoo. I'm ready to pay everyone off. All right, got $1,000 for you just for picking up the phone. How about that?
Yes.
You like that, huh?
You have the grant to give me?
Yes.
So how would I receive that?
I'll do it later today.
Can you reach here by about 9 o'clock this morning?
Yes. I'll come up. I got a bag of loot.
My name is Bogle.
Oh, good. Okay, I will see you at 9 o'clock. Let's just get this whole Sade thing thrown out, okay?
I am Bogle, right?
Yes, I will.
Bogle?
Yes, Bogle.
Yes.
I will see you at 9 o'clock.
So please come and ask for Mr. Bogle, right?
Absolutely.
And I will talk to you and talk to other and care to other people, right?
Absolutely. Get the hand out. I got some money for you.
So if you reach here at the Supreme Court?
Yes.
By 9 o'clock and ask for Mr. Bogle, all right?
I will see you there. I'm going to have a wheelbarrow full of money.
So you will come 9 o'clock and ask for Mr. Bogle?
Yes.
9 o'clock, all right?
Yes.
This morning.
Bogle, I'll see you this morning, 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock this morning,
yes,
right?
Yes.
What's your name again?
My name is Milton Fledgecow, attorney at law.
Okay, ask for Mr. Bogle, all right?
Mr. Bogle.
Yes, sir.
I will see you.
Ask for Mr. Bogle, all right?
Yes, I'll see you in a couple of minutes. 9 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, my God.
That's my favorite. You know what? As soon as you started to play this, I remember this one.
Do you remember hearing
I
that?
totally remember hearing that.
DJ just laughs at you.
Yeah, like I remember all the. She's got the squirts, and as soon as I heard, as soon as I heard that guy's voice, I'm like, that's Bogle.
Fester, I'm glad you brought that up, man.
That was funny.
Oh man,
how many times did he say 9 o'clock? Ask for Bogle. My name is Bogle.
20 times? I don't know.
And we always wondered if it ever got back to them down there, and if Bogle got in trouble.
Weren't we contacted by a representative from the Jamaican police? Wasn't there a follow-up to that?
There might have been. It does sound familiar.
Or maybe they reached out to our parent company or something. But I don't think it ended there, and I don't think it ended well for Bogle.
Bogle was going to take $1,000 payoff, and he wasn't going to be able to do anything.
Wow, he really perked up when he heard that.
$1,000.
And how would I get that?
my name is Bogle. Bogle, my name is Bogle. And then Roxanne, she drinks Bogle wine by the case.
Yeah.
I used to.
That's a solid $8.99 bottle right there. All right. Hey, Fester, take care of yourself, please.
All right. Hopefully I'll be back Monday. But, I do feel, I know we're having a lot of fun right now, but overall I feel like crap.
No, we're working Monday.
I know. Hopefully I'll be back.
No. Andrew said in my head Tuesday. No, we're here Monday.
Yeah, Monday is Dr. King Day.
It is.
And we generally work Dr. King.
We will honor Dr. King on the show. So,
we'll honor Dr. King by working.
Yep. All right. So, Fester, take care of yourself, please.
All right. Listen, if anything changes, I'll call you like fifth. You're fifth person on my call list. So.
All right, buddy. Who's number 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Well, number 3 is the Domino's Pizza. Tell them I'm not going to be putting in my weekly order. All right. Goodbye.
Bye, Fester. All right. Listen, he sounds okay, but I'm concerned about his health. If it's just acid reflux, that's no big deal. You just take the drug that Froggy can't pronounce.
I'm Amriniaprazole. I can't say it. It's hard to even read.
Oh, man.
Fester didn't sound like himself because he sounded happier and more cheerful.
He sounded okay.
Does this explain the grumpiness over the years?
Who knows? Maybe so. All right. We got to talk about the egg issue. Again, I go to the supermarket to look for eggs, and did the higher end, higher quality egg farms, did they get hit like even harder with the avian flu? And I want to go to phones on this. 800-990-1047. First of all, egg prices are up, as we know, ridiculously. I mean, you look at eggs that we used to buy like an 18-pack of like those Vital Farms eggs, and I think like an 18-pack would be like $5.99 or $6.99. And now, if you can find them, it's like $9. But the issue now is that a lot of the egg brands, you can't find them. It seems that you can find the cheaper, the white cheap eggs. And again, with eggs, you do get what you pay for. If you get the cheap eggs, then, the yolk is pale. They're not as flavorful. Ugh. If you do spend more money, you'll notice, like Michelle loves Vital Farms. And you crack those eggs, they're brown Vital Farms eggs, and you crack those yolks, and they're bright orange. I mean, the yolks are just dynamic. It's like, brought to you in living color, versus like a beige egg yolk in some of the other things. I want to go to phones here. Has anyone found any of the higher end eggs? I went to Publix, again, looking for the Vital Farms. Michelle said if they didn't have the Vital Farms, that she would go with the Pete and Jerry's are okay, and Nellie's. I think Nellie's and Pete and Jerry's eggs are the same company. I saw like one box, 112 count carton of like Happy Egg.
Oh, they're always so happy.
Yeah.
So I bought that. But again, let's go to the egg phones, and the egg section is it's barren. The higher quality eggs. And then, of course, the prices on eggs are out of freaking control. And on social media, you've got users that are saying that now eggs are now like a luxury item.
What? Like caviar?
Yeah, exactly. Eggs
Exactly.
and
Well,
caviar.
hey,
and salmon.
the price of eggs have more than tripled from a year ago. So if you were paying like $1, like what like the cheap eggs at Trader Joe's or something, couldn't you get like a dozen cheap eggs for like $1.79 or something? But eggs have tripled. So eggs that were like $2 are now $4, $6, whatever. All right, let's go to phone. Let's go to the egg lines right now. Let go my egg go. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. But there is like major pressure on businesses that rely on eggs, whether you use eggs in producing cakes and cookies or you use it in manufacturing. What about a restaurant? What about like a breakfast place that relies on eggs as a staple for making food for the restaurant? You know, the 2-egg omelet, the 2 eggs over easy with the hash browns on the side. Hey, Flo, can I get a refill on the coffee? You know, their costs are going through the roof, and I got to believe that some of these places are upping the price of
they would have to.
Yeah, I mean, because food costs are going through the roof, and eggs are a mess. All right, let's go to the egg complaint lines. 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. I got it open, Andrew. Thank you, though. I got it, Andrew. I got it. So thanks for your diligence. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Andrew was rushing in to bring in the phone screener, but I did launch it earlier today because Fester wasn't here. All right, Cheryl is in Tampa. Cheryl, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hi, how are you guys?
We are okay, except, my wife is having withdrawal because we can't find the Vital Farms eggs anywhere.
Those are my favorite. You can find them at Target.
Target?
Target? Because Publix has not had the Vital eggs for like weeks, and they even have the little notice on the shelf that said, out of stock, sorry for the inconvenience.
Target on the crossing on Del Mabry there.
Oh, I hate that shopping center because it's just a pain in the ass to get in and out of. All right.
They had it a week ago.
All right, so a week ago.
Well,
but Cheryl, but you like the Vital Farms eggs as well, don't you?
I do. Mm-hmm.
I mean, you crack that egg and the yolk is like the bright sun staring you in the face and saying, "Good morning."
They're beautiful.
Cheryl, thanks for the call.
All right, take care.
Ralphie is in Hudson. Hey, Ralph, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
How you doing, MJ? Listen, I just left Winn-Dixie, and I bought a dozen Eggland's Best for $4.99, extra large. And if you want the 18-pack, it's $6.49.
Yeah, so Eggland's Best. I got to be honest. I'm not a huge fan. I don't think they really are the best you can get. I find their yolks kind of on the pale side. But so Eggland's, I've seen Eggland's Best. I have not had, I think, an issue if I wanted to buy those. But if I bring Eggland's Best home, my wife will beat me. I'm a battered husband.
Well, if I bring anything else home, my wife will beat me.
Hold on. So your wife only wants Eggland's Best?
Yes.
Well, then listen. Then she doesn't know the best because when these Vital Farms get back in stock, you got to try those things. Now they are more expensive, but they're worth it. I'm telling you.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
Hey, do you know? I'll go back to phones in a second. Michelle made me do a blind egg taste test like 3 years ago.
And is that how you came up with Vital Farms being your favorite?
Yeah.
What is it? The white part or the yolk or just the whole thing?
The whole thing. We did it.
That sounds cute. That sounds like fun.
She made me do a test where we cooked up a whole bunch of different eggs and we did a blind taste test to find out which one was the best. Hang on.
Wow.
Desiree, Spring Hill. Hey, Desiree, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning.
Yes, Desiree. Did you call earlier this week?
No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, we had another Desiree that called. It's a great name. All right, Desiree, go ahead.
All right, so here's
here's the solution to your problem, MJ.
Yep.
When COVID happened and everything went crazy, we bought chickens. I live in the city limits, so you don't need a farm. We have 5 hens. I get 5 fresh eggs every day, and they're better than your Vital eggs. I promise you that. My girls are happy, and best eggs you will ever get, and they're low maintenance. They are the most low maintenance animal you will ever have.
All right, can I have chickens in my backyard in
No.
South Tampa?
My neighbor has them, and we all hate her because they
Do they cluck all day?
they cluck and they go onto the they
What
crap
the
in
cluck?
They crap in their neighbor's pool.
They do not. I'm telling you. I went to the store in Lakeland last week to buy eggs for my father. $7 a dozen. I lost my mind in there. I haven't bought eggs in over 2 years.
Yeah. Yeah, listen, the Eggland's best. Those you heard the caller just say those things have gone up dramatically. And then like the Vital Farms, those, I mean, with the egg shortage, and we got a couple of things here. First of all, inflation, food has gone up, everything has gone up. But then, but compounding the egg problem is like the millions of chickens that had to be destroyed because of the avian flu. So that has added the additional pressure onto the egg supply. Hey, Desiree, can you hold on one sec?
Sure.
Hang on, let me lock you in here. Let me conference you with Michelle. All right, I'm going to call Michelle, and if you can talk Michelle into getting chickens for our South Tampa backyard, then maybe we'll do it.
I'm telling you.
You can go to like Tractor Supply. They sell chickens in Tractor Supply. Hey, Michelle?
Yes.
Hey, what is that going off?
That's my alarm.
It's 8:30. Look at that. I'm right on time.
No, you're not.
Oh.
What?
All right. Hey.
Eggs. Yes,
hey,
they're expensive.
all right,
Only
so-
bring home the good ones.
All right, so you're listening. Hold. No, don't. What do you mean by? Hey, Michelle, so you're listening to the show, right?
Yes.
All right. Say hi to Desiree from Spring Hill.
Hey, Desiree.
Good morning, Michelle.
All right. Did you hear what Desiree just suggested we do?
Oh, no, I missed that. What?
Go ahead, Desiree.
I think if you really want to get past the inflation and the freshness of the eggs, get yourself a few hens for the backyard. You only need about a 5x5 spot back there. Best thing ever. I have not bought eggs in 2 years, and they don't get any. Listen, fresh butt nuggets, they don't get any fresher.
Nobody wants
All
to
right, so,
butt nugget.
So, Michelle,
yes.
Desiree is saying that we ought to get hens, chickens for the backyard, and we'll have fresh eggs every day.
I've heard that's the way to go.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
MJ, you got to do it.
Oh, MJ, you have that little like playhouse?
What's that?
Oh, no, we ripped the playhouse out.
Oh, that would have been a perfect hen house.
The little tree house. You're right. We ripped
That would have been a perfect hen house.
It would have been. But listen, but you need to let them out of the cage to like wander.
I do. My girls, I let them out for a couple hours a day. They stay right there in the yard. They know.
No, they don't.
Listen,
they
like
crap on our neighbor's slide.
I call them and
They
come
do.
running to me. It's the cutest thing ever.
My neighbor physically asked me, if you see the chicken crapping on my pool slide again, please let me know. Okay, so they don't stay in the yard.
Hey, Michelle, what do you?
I promise you, they do.
All right, Michelle.
What?
Do you think we ought to listen to Desiree and get some hens for the backyard, and you can go out to the backyard and get fresh eggs every day?
You'll have to take care of them.
Oh
no! It would be a mutual effort.
They're so low maintenance, and they're kind of cathartic to go out and just kind of watch them. They really are.
Now, where did you buy your hens? Did you go to like Tractor Supply?
Rural King.
All right, and then if you go to Tractor Supply, they're like $2 or something.
Yeah, they're
It's
for
like,
sale at the trade shows. I
now,
go to.
how long do they live? How long does a chicken produce eggs, and how long do they live?
Chicken, it's a hen.
I'm sorry, a hen.
You're looking at egg production for about 7 years.
Whoa!
Wow,
it's a good investment.
Hey, Desiree.
But aren't they're noisy too, right?
Yeah, they can be noisy.
Really not. The only time, give me that. That's cool.
All right, well, who are you talking to?
Bye.
Are you in Carline?
I was. Yeah.
All right.
Give me that. Go
All
to
right.
school.
All right, Desiree, I'm going to have a chat with Michelle later on. Michelle, do you have any other questions for Desiree?
No, our friend Christopher did it, but then it didn't work out, and he had to get rid of them.
Why didn't it work out?
I forget. You'll have to ask him.
Did
when you see him next
the
time.
chickens peck their eyes out or something? Or
I think it might have been noisy.
They probably ended up with roosters, and you don't want roosters.
all right.
Well, there's an expression called chicken bleep, and it probably is an expression for a reason, right?
All right. Thank you, Desiree.
All right, I look forward to hearing about it.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
I don't think it's
Michelle.
going to happen.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Desiree. Michelle, is there any chance in hell that we'll get chickens for the backyard?
Probably not, because we have 2 dogs that'll go.
Oh my God, that's right. Our Jack Russell Terriers will eat them.
Yeah, that won't go over well.
Oh, Desiree, that's not going to work. Why did it take me so long why did I think of that?
I don't know.
I'm slipping. All right.
You are.
All right. Bye, Michelle.
I know. I didn't even think of it either.
Oh my gosh, I've got 2 predatory Jack Russell
That
Terriers.
saw a dead squirrel and wanted to massacre it.
They will chase lizards for hours in the backyard. Oh, boy. And look at the phones on the egg issue. Let me say good morning to Brian in, are you in Newport News, Virginia?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Brian, welcome to the MJ Morning Show. I grew up in Virginia Beach.
Z104.
I know. I'm from the Tampa Bay area, though, so I grew up listening to you in high school.
Whoa, weird.
Wow. Well, I used in the Virginia Beach area. I was on Z104.
I know. It still exists.
Yeah, hot hits, Z104.
There's a statue of MJ's head in the front lobby.
All right, so Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, so me and my husband moved here from Atlanta, and we moved here right at the pandemic. We ended up getting the chickens because I always thought about it. We bought our house here in Newport News. We had actually property here, so I was like, okay, we'll go ahead and do it. And it's been awesome, but I did want to tell you that, they're a lot of work. I don't know what that, and they do go into.
Wait a minute. So you're disputing Desiree that's saying that they're low maintenance. You're saying they're a lot of work.
Well, they're low maintenance in the fact that after a period, they will start to take care of themselves. But you've got to go out there and you got to maintain them, and they get sick very easily. So you have to constantly make sure that everything is good with them and such. But they will go anywhere. We have a very high wooden fence, and they do shit everywhere.
Well, hang
on. Brian.
Oh, Brian, we can't use that word.
I know. I apologize.
That remains on the podcast. It remains on MJTV, but I had to bleep that off of 104.7 FM for Federal Communications Commission regulations. All right.
I apologize. That was my fault.
All right. Hey, by the way, being in Newport News, Brian, also you're in Newport News in southeastern Virginia. That's where that 6-year-old kid shot the teacher last week.
Yeah, no, I know. That's one of the reasons we're going through surrogacy right now. And when we get a kid, our kid's going into Montessori school.
All right, Brian, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for, I guess you grew up in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, that's
Listen to us.
cool.
Thank you, Brian.
It's like the reverse of your life.
All right, man, look at the phones on this. All right, let me just no more calls. I'm just going to clear out this board here. And if you're just tuning in, we're talking about egg prices are through the roof, and we can't even pay through the butt or through the nose for the eggs that Michelle wants because they're not even in stock. All of the higher end, like organic, free range, the boutique eggs at the store, they're all out of stock. You can't get them. All right, Gus. Let's go, Gus. Palm Harbor, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy New Year to all you guys over there. And MJ, I want to say I've been listening to you since back from the day with you and BJ and all those crotchety calls you guys do. So for over 20-some-odd years. So nice to hear you guys' voice on the air again. But
hold on. Did you just find out that I was back?
No. I've been listening to you. No. Ever since you came back, but I haven't had a chance to. I've been listening to you since you got back. No.
Appreciate it. All right. So, Gus, tell us about your egg issue.
No, not an egg issue. What everybody is so keen on this free range chicken. So my family has grown up has been in the hospitality industry for over 40 years.
Right.
And I've had restaurants down here, and I've had restaurants in Canada. There's a franchise in Canada called Swiss Chalet. They specialize in chicken and ribs. We own a couple of those franchises. Now, years ago, there's been a lot of hormone stuff injecting in chickens and in the farms, right? But nowadays, They've become so much better in knowing how to raise a chicken healthy. When you go to these farms, yeah, the chickens are in cubicles and they're force-fed, but they're force-fed nothing but like proteins and wheat and barley to feed them so they can grow better without any hormones, without any bad substances. A free-range chicken eats feces, it eats bugs, it eats crap, it eats poop, it eats everything that it can. It poops.
We've had
You said feces, but I was thinking maybe it's fish.
But we've also had 9 different ways to say poop.
Yeah, we
All
have.
right. So hold on. So you think, Gus, that the free-range chickens are filthy?
Absolutely, 100%. You
right.
ask any farmer, they'll tell you, of course, the farmers that raise the chickens, but compared to a chicken that's raised in an environment where it's, if you go to like big processing farms that supply supermarkets and restaurants, and you see what they feed them nothing but healthy ground up like corn, wheat, hops. Enough so they put them under light.
Hold on. So you think that like free range is a racket, that the chickens that are cooped up are actually better?
Absolutely.
Wow. All right. Hey,
Does make sense.
Breaking news from Gus. I don't know.
They eat duty.
I don't know my ass from my elbow when it comes to chickens. But all right, Paul in Apollo Beach. Paul, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, guys. Hey, I wanted to definitely comment on. I heard one of your listeners, Ms. Desiree.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Desiree.
She hit it right on the money. Let me tell you this. I did this 3 years ago with the pandemic and whatnot, and a friend of mine from West Palm Beach is like, look, guy, why don't you buy there's some hens, a specific hen, that these hens will lay eggs literally all year round. And I live in an HOA right here in the Apollo Beach area where, there's no farm animals, and I have had my hens. My hens are like secret, hens. Or secret squirrel hens.
Undercover hens.
Undercover hens.
These hens don't make no noise.
All right, how many hens do you have, Paul, in Apollo Beach?
I started with 6. Now I got 12.
All right, how many eggs do you get a day?
A day, over a dozen. I'm talking about between 12 to, my goodness, sometimes, like almost 20.
How's your cholesterol,
And
sir?
I'm gonna tell you this much. I got so many eggs that I'm giving eggs to friends of mine.
Oh, I bet. Paul, we can come to you if we need some secret hen
Now,
eggs.
do you have the brown eggs or the white eggs?
Oh, brown eggs.
So what produce? I don't know. Why are some eggs white and some brown?
Well, it's the type of hen. Like I said, the buddy of mine that got me into this hen thing, he's like, look, there's a specific hen that the hen costs money. And by the way, I paid like $1,000 for the coop that I got built in back of my house.
Yeah, because it has to be underground with all your secret stuff you're doing. Hey, Paul, what about, someone's asking me about molten, when they molt, they don't produce eggs, they're on hiatus or something?
Honey, let me tell you this. I am not an expert, but I'm going to tell you this much. I got plenty of extra kids all whole
There you go. Hey, thanks for the call, Paul. All right, quickly, I got 2 more to take here. No more calls. The phones are like off the hook. I'm just talking about the eggs, the prices again. We've been talking about this for the last 8 months, that prices are through the roof, but now the shortage. You can't find good eggs now. All right, James in Hudson. James, MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Good morning, MJ. How you doing?
We're doing well. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I think there's only been 2 egg shortages in our area in the past 2 years. We have plenty of eggs, but you know what else our Publix has that you mentioned recently that yours doesn't? Bok choy.
Yeah, so
baby bok choy.
Yeah, well, no, I can't. I can never get baby bok choy at Publix. They have the big bok choy, which I like both. But for whatever reason, my South Tampa Publix has been bok choyless for a while. James, thanks. All right, last call. Oh, we haven't heard from Crazy Dave in a while. Crazy Dave in Largo. Hey, Dave.
Hey, how you doing, MJ?
Doing well. Go ahead.
Okay, well, a couple of things. First of all, we do our shopping, a lot of our shopping at Sam's, and, they sell the 2-pack, 2 18-packs of eggs.
Yep.
Man, that sucker was like $13.50. It was like, oh! Usually in years past, it was like $5 or $6.
Yeah.
$13.50 for that sucker.
Now, do they still have them, though? Do they have ample supply?
Well, they did. They did. You had to fish around because with the prices how they are, people are even more like rummaging through them.
Yeah, like they're panic buying eggs and everything. All right, thanks, Crazy Dave. Good to hear from you again, man. Yeah, but you go at Publix, for instance, the egg shelves are empty, and especially the higher end, the Vital Farms, the Pete and Jerry's, the Nellies. It's like, what are these things going to get back in stock?
It's crazy.
All right.
2 reasons that you will not be having hens.
Okay.
Scout and Gatsby.
We
Roxanne, are you kidding me?
We talked about this on the. Are you listening to the show,
Roxanne? Jesus.
Hello.
I can't.
Roxanne, are you okay?
Are you high? We just.
Did you brown out?
Do you remember Michelle was on the air with us?
What do you?
Michelle
You gotta
brought
stop
up
texting so much.
Michelle brought up the fact that Scout and Gatsby, our 2 Jack Russell Terriers, would never allow chickens in our backyard, hens in our backyard.
And MJ was like, "Why didn't I think of that?" And we're like, "Yeah, why didn't I?" And we talked about it for a couple of minutes.
Hey, breaking news! Hey, did you know the MJ Morning Show's back on Q105? What do you do? You zone out for 10 minutes at a time.
The texters.
I was talking to texters.
All right.
Those texters will get you.
This brings to an end. This is the conclusion of the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show. We're back in minutes, and I haven't even scratched the surface today.
Oh, MJ, you should do? You should get chickens. Wait, did we talk about that?
You think so? I should maybe get some chickens? Oh,
you gotta love her.
Yes. Hey, Roxanne, welcome to the program. It's Friday the 13th. Yeah. Lisa Marie Presley. You know about the breaking news?
Yeah. Elvis, by the way, is dead.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Yeah. Okay. All right. It is the MJ Morning Show on Q105. We're back in minutes. That's just to get your attention, Froggy.
My God, can you play one more laser? God, that was annoying.
You don't like that?
It was like I felt like I was getting shot at by a Star Trek ship.
What are you talking about? You don't like? That's the wake. You're like dozing off over there.
Am I being abducted here? What's happening?
It's alien abduction on the MJ Morning Show. I got a couple of things I got to deal with here. First, did you go, now that the sun's up, did you go look at the damage you did to the...
No, not yet, but I want to go see it.
Well, you need to take a look and see how bad it is. Welcome, folks. MJ Morning Show, Q105. Froggy, this morning, while he was driving into the studio just before 6, we had torrential rain, as most of you know, all across the Tampa Bay area. If I look at radar now, I think it's pretty much done with the immediate. Let me go to my radar scope here. I think it's pretty much done in the immediate Tampa Bay area. Yeah, so we're pretty clear. There's like a little, just like a little bit of rain, but the bad stuff is done. When I drove in, and I was running a little late this morning, when I was on the Howard Franklin Bridge, like 5:40, 5:45, it was torrential. Then Froggy was behind me, and Froggy said the rain was so bad here in St. Pete, right near Gandy and 4th in our office complex. Froggy missed the turn-in to our parking lot, smashed into the curb, ends up on the grass.
Yeah, I just took a guess on when to turn. I really didn't know. I was like, this feels right. And then I was like,
and your tires was
God, and I was like, back up.
And then your tires get stuck in the mud or something.
This sucks. And so I sort of like just kept trying until my tire finally got to the curb, and then it kicked it up, and I got out. So it's probably a good amount of damage. I have to take a look.
It is Friday the 13th, and it is a Mega Millions drawing date. So maybe with no winners in a long time, maybe Friday the 13th might be lucky for somebody. The jackpot is estimated tonight for the Friday the 13th drawing. That's right, I said Friday the 13th drawing of Mega Millions, 1.35 billion. So and it'll probably go higher because there's going to be a frenzy. There's going to be a scramble nationwide with all the participating states, people buying tickets. So I would imagine the final number is going to be over 1.35 billion if somebody wins it. So there hasn't been a winner in how many drawings?
I don't know, but it's offered in 45 states.
There you go. Yeah, everybody. Plus like maybe D.C. and some territories. I don't know. All right, so can you imagine this? Listen to this. So Mega Millions is 1.35 billion.
It's the second largest in history.
Then tomorrow night, you've got Powerball. Now, the odds are astronomical. I think the chances of winning the Mega Millions, it's like 1 in 302 million. It's crazy. Then Powerball, last I checked, Powerball's odds were like 1 in 292 million. So I think the odds of winning Powerball are slightly better than Mega Millions. But what would the odds be? Can I get a mathematician? What would the odds be of winning Mega Millions tonight and then also winning Powerball tomorrow night?
Impossible. 1 in 800 gazillion. I mean, is there a number?
Could you even write that number on a large whiteboard?
Probably not.
Think about that. What would the odds be of winning Mega Millions one night and then winning the Powerball the next?
There'd be an investigation, that's for sure.
Yeah, you think? The Powerball for tomorrow night is 404 million. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Ooh, give me that.
Ooh.
Hey, so Eagles tickets go on sale. Do you have our promotion manager's phone number? Do you have her cell number?
Michaela?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you dial her up?
Sure. On my cell phone, or you want to talk to her on the air?
I want to talk to her on the air.
Okay.
So dial Michaela up because Michelle wants Eagles tickets. And, oh, man, my ticket connection, the great Jim Menino is no longer down at the, remember Jim? I used to be.
I know Jim.
Yeah, Jim used to get me great tickets. I mean, I paid for them. I paid, the face value, but I used to have a great connection down at the, Ice Palace, St. Pete Times Forum, Amalie Arena now. I used to have a great connection for tickets, And then Jim Menino is not there anymore. He was the best. And I mean, I would just call him. The guy was so responsive, and I could get tickets. I need Eagles tickets because Eagles tickets go on sale today. And, it's kind of rough for me. It's like a Tuesday night.
You're going to the Eagles?
Well, I've been to the Eagles many times with Michelle. Oh. But Julian is going to be home for like a little spring breaky deal. So I think that Michelle and Julian might go to the Eagles, but I don't have a connection for good seats. I mean, I don't get anything free. I'm not looking for any freebies. I pay the regular price, but is that Michaela? Yeah. All right, so Michaela is our promotions manager here. Hey, Michaela, it's MJ Live. How you doing?
Good, MJ. How are you?
Hey, are you in the studio yet?
No, I am not. I'm actually off today.
Oh, my God.
And you're bothering her, MJ? What a jerk.
Well, how would I know? It's 9 o'clock.
Probably
exactly.
Sleeping still.
On a Friday. All right, hey, Michaela, I don't know if you know the name Jim Menino. Do you remember Jim Menino?
No, I'm not familiar.
All right, so Jim used to run the box office down at Amalie Arena. And he used to be my ticket connection, and I don't have one anymore because he's not there. So Eagles tickets go on sale today.
Right.
And I need tickets for the family.
You need tickets?
Yeah, well, listen, I'm not, and I don't mean like
tickets.
I don't mean 300 level freebies. I mean I want to buy them. So, do we have a good connection that I can buy tickets and get great seats?
We do have a good connection, actually.
Like,
I don't know. I had no promises, but I could try to if they don't sell out today.
Yeah, well, can you do me a favor? Can you?
Usually, I mean, I'm saying this on the air, but sometimes these big companies, and you know this, they treat their Live Nation, AEG, they treat their employees nice, and they give them a link to buy tickets, sometimes two. And if this is one of those shows, sometimes. But
I've always known like Jim Menino, great guy. I don't know what Jim is these days. I think I have his cell number, but. He was at the box office down, and they'd have good seats or holdbacks, and that's how I was able to get good seats. So, could you do me a favor? I think tickets go on sale like in an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Eagles tickets go on sale at 10 o'clock. Can you make a call or can you find out? Because I want to buy them. I mean, I'm not looking for anything free. I need to buy a couple of tickets.
And you're putting me on the spot here on the air?
Yes, that's kind of what we do.
Oh, you're a promotions girl.
What are you, new?
I know. I'll get in touch with her, and I will, the person that is my...
All right, it's 9:02, so we got 58 minutes before they go on sale.
Time crunch, but good thing I'm nice to these people.
All right, excellent.
What about my tickets, Michaela, to Carrie
How many
Underwood?
do you need?
Like 2.
You need Carrie Underwood tickets, right?
Yes.
All I need is
definitely be yours.
2 tickets for the Eagles.
2 tickets.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Do you have my cell number?
I do not have your cell.
All right. I'll tell you what. I'll.
Why don't you say that on the air?
813.
No. I'm not, stop. Yeah. The whole Tampa Bay area already knows Fester's cell number. Don't give out mine. All right. So, Michaela, I'll get your number from Roxanne. I'll text you. But if you could try to jump on this, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. I'm gonna get in touch with her now.
All right, because I've been given marching orders from Michelle to get good Eagles seats. Okay.
She's failed.
You got to be good to your wife.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Michaela.
Okay. Bye, MJ.
Bye.
Oh, she better not ever call you because once you have her number, it's done.
Hey, do you know what exploded? And I mentioned this earlier, but my whole beard thing it's out of control. Did you see how many comments
Beards are polarizing. People have strong opinions about beards.
Why do so many people comment on that?
It is insane. So if you go to my Instagram, I posted, it's the last thing I posted. I posted this yesterday. And I got a couple of pinned items. Chloe is laughing, and that's when we were doing that Fleetwood Mac Everywhere takeoff of the Chevy commercial where Julian videoed us all in the car in Canada, and we did a complete, a mock version of that Everywhere, the Fleetwood Mac deal with the Chevy spot. And then you'll see me in the studio. It's the third item. And Roxanne took this picture of me yesterday with my beard. And this is, folks, a milestone. This is the longest I've ever had my beard or any facial hair. I've always been a scruffy dude. I've always just kind of shaved with clippers once every week and a half, 2 weeks. So I've always pretty much had stubble. That's just kind of my thing. Don't like shaving, but I have not shaved for about a month now. And this is the longest that my beard has ever been. And I posted this picture yesterday. It's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Certified MJ Radio is my Instagram. You can see the picture. It's the third item. I'm in the studio yesterday morning. Certified MJ Radio is my Instagram. Give me a follow while you're there. And I asked folks, should it stay or should it go? Should I leave the beard? And this is insane. There are 410 comments. Even Mike Calta is commenting on my Instagram.
Very controversial topic your beard is.
This is crazy.
So did you add up all the love it or get rid of it?
No. You know what? It seems that it's like split. I have not done. I mean, there are hundreds.
Shave half of it.
And so
make everyone happy.
But if I go through some of the latest right now, stay. I like it. You look good, MJ. Michelle likes it. Keep it. Happy wife, happy life. Do what Michelle wants. Stay. Looks nice. It would stay for now, but trim it tight. Here's a keep it, leave it. See, a lot of keep it's right now. Stay. Looks distinguished on you. Jackie in Tampa. Leave it, leave it.
Hey, you look like a professor.
No, I don't. Look like a professor.
I mean,
shave.
I'll tell you my 2 cents. Back up a week and have it right where it was on Thursday of last week and keep it there.
Okay, I'll get a snapshot of that. Jackie Burns Whelan says shave. A light stubble is attractive, but and then ... ellipses. And anyway, I can't believe the feedback on this. I can't believe the number of 410 comments on my Instagram. If you want to see what the beard looks like, and I'm kind of leaning towards shaving it.
You wuss. Quitter.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm going to dinner. We got dinner with friends tomorrow night.
It's a new look for you.
Oh, yeah. You said you're having trouble getting reservations.
It's kind of weird.
Hold on to that thought. Let me grab Roberto quickly. Roberto in Palm Harbor, MJ Morning Show. Hi, Roberto.
Yes, am I speaking to Shriner or the ambassador to Scuba?
We got an employee here named Shriner, and he's got like a big Santa Claus beard. Roberto, this is MJ, the scuba ambassador, and you know what? That's a good point. Is this beard will interfere with my mask seal?
Oh yeah,
exactly. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
No, you can't. So next time I scuba dive, and I'm an avid scuba diver, love to dive. And I'm going to have to shave it because I will not get a proper seal with the silicone skirt on my mask.
That's correct. Oh, I just got my card back. I was a caller about a month ago where they lost my, it was $50 to get my card, my PADI card renewed.
Oh, your PADI card?
Yeah, PADI card.
Yeah, your certification. What level are you, Roberto?
Just open water.
Open water, yeah. I did rescue, so I did scuba through rescue, and I was considering dive master, but I never did it. But I guess I can go like master scuba diver route. But Roberto, thanks for the call, buddy. I appreciate it. All right, so Roxanne, before we move on, I got a whole lot of stuff we got to do in the final hour here on a Friday. But you made a comment to me. This is during a break. Are you having trouble getting dinner reservations in South Tampa?
Yeah.
And not really.
Okay.
I mean, we're going to Roca tomorrow night. I've got a 4-top at Roca with friends of ours.
I'm very curious how long you've had that reservation for, because it's funny that it's Roca. Because
3-4 hours?
You made
no,
it
I'm
today
kidding.
already?
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
No, that's not true. That's not true because 3 hours ago is when I was looking. So I never go out to dinner unless it's in my neighborhood, like West Chase area, and you never have a problem there because it's not exactly a destination place to go eat.
South Tampa, the dining scene in South Tampa, there are phenomenal restaurants that have popped up. I mean, the Tampa Bay area, all over the Tampa Bay area, we've got some really excellent restaurants.
Right.
We have had good restaurants for a while, but the density of good places, it's getting greater, and the population is growing, and a lot of the good places, it's tough to get a table.
Right.
So I hear. I
You gotta
would
go to
know about
West-
that. But
go to West Tampa.
There you go.
What's your issue?
So I just was in my head. I'm like, I want to go to Roca, and I've only been there one time, and I loved it.
Yeah, Roca is right across from Armature Works, not in Armature Works.
Yeah.
And Roca, the head chef there spent time at Roberta's up in Brooklyn, and Roca's great.
It's amazing.
Hey, guess what? I'll be enjoying it tomorrow night.
Yeah,
you
good
won't.
for you.
You won't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't even have a babysitter. I don't have any. I have
Can't
nothing.
get reservations.
I have nothing. So
Are you trying to work our airwaves to get reservations?
No, I have somebody I know at Roca. I can call and do
All
that,
right.
but I'm not going to do that. But just out of curiosity, I was like, let me just see. I went on their website this morning because I hear all the chatter of how hard it is to get in places in
Yeah.
South Tampa.
Mhm.
Let me see what Roca looks like. You can't get a reservation there until February 17th if you don't want to eat after 9:45. So February
Wow.
17th, they have an 8:45 p.m. reservation.
Well, you better
It's probably
book it.
gone now.
You better book
Yeah.
it now.
It's like Dorcia from American Psycho.
Yeah, exactly.
You want a reservation for tonight? I got reservations. Jeez.
Yeah. So it's true. I've been hearing all that chatter that it's really hard
Listen,
to get in when
Burns is like on a 3-month
Yeah.
waiting list.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, I'm kind of a spur of the moment kind of person. If I'm in the
Yeah,
mood for something,
I'm not a reservation person
Yeah.
either. Luckily, I know some peeps around town, so
I'll tell you, my favorite Burns with the U that I go to, it's always ready to go. Always open tables. They burn all the food, but it's
that's B.
and you have to have sideburns to go there.
That's BURNS,
yes,
and
my
not,
favorite
not
restaurant.
BERNS.
No affiliation. But if you want good burnt food, go to Burns.
That's BURNS.
Yes.
Not Burns Steakhouse
Yes.
on South
It's
Howard.
a little shack.
You want extra carcinogens in all of your food.
Opposite side of the town.
I wonder if there is a Burns restaurant, a BURNS.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Then I got another dinner set at a place where you probably can't get into either, Roxanne. The weekend after. All right. So
where?
Hang on. Let me do what I was supposed to do.
Okay.
All right. This could be deadly. And guys, I'm the only one that does this in the entire room. So if I say MJ Morning Show, Andrew, before I forget, we're here Monday. I'm just letting you know that because Andrew seems to think we were going to be off on Monday.
That's what the schedule shows, and that's what the log has.
No.
Boy.
We're here on Monday.
That's
like
Andrew's.
Okay, I'll change my plans.
Yep. All right. All right. Listen, if you want to take the day off, it's fine.
What?
All right.
Cool.
So
We need you, Andrew.
where was I? Health-wise. This could be deadly. And I saw a barrage of stories yesterday. This is not new. I mean, we've heard about this in the past. But sitting all day can be deadly. But there's a new twist to it that if you do this particular activity, if you sit at work all day, this could offset the deadly effects of sitting. Do you know what that is?
Blood clot.
What? No, I'm talking about the good thing you can do.
Not the deadly effect. You just heard deadly effect.
Now, like sitting in all cramped up and jammed in an airline seat for 18 hours could give you something called deep vein thrombosis.
Yeah.
But sitting all day can be deadly, but 5-minute walks can offset all of the apparent badness of sitting.
You brag all day about how you stand all day in here.
Hey, have I sat down once?
Okay.
Listen to me. We've been back. Roxanne, we've known you since October of 2020. You joined Fester and myself with the return of the MJ Morning Show at 6 a.m. on October 5th, 2020.
Weird times to meet people.
That's when, right in the middle of the pandemic, that's when we came back with the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. And have you seen me in the 2+ years that we've been back? the 2 years and 1, 2, 3, 4 months or so, have you seen me sit down once?
Of course not, because if you sat, I wouldn't be able to see you.
Oh, in your face.
No, that's
I mean, because of the computer.
That wasn't a short joke?
No, that wasn't a short joke. That's because all the monitor, because we have the worst studio setup in the history of radio in here.
It wasn't a short joke.
Which, by the way, I'm being told we get our new studio sometime by the end of second quarter.
Whoa.
So I'm told that they're shooting for our new studio by the end of Q2, which would be what, July 31st? Is that what is it? Is that it?
July, yeah.
July.
And
Yeah, quarter two. The end of quarter two is
It's
July.
the beginning of July.
Yeah.
Beginning of July. Yeah, because you got January, February, March is
beginning of
Q1.
July.
Then
1st.
April, May,
my
June.
God.
Okay, July 1 is Q2 beginning.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
Well, that would be great.
I'm
because
skeptical that.
that's when it gets really hot. So.
But walking for 5 minutes can offset the harms of sitting all day.
Why do you think we leave this studio to go walk?
Oh, give me a break.
To not be deadly.
Yeah, give me. And that's another thing. I never leave the studio during the entire morning show because I'm still putting stuff together and figuring out what we're doing next. And
You don't need to walk. You're standing the whole time.
The minute we hit a commercial break, you guys are all like gone. You scatter like cockroaches.
For health reasons.
I'm doing my walk.
Yeah, whatever.
My health walk.
Yeah. Do it.
I think throughout the whole day, I probably walk about 3.5, 4 minutes. 2 car from car. 2 bathroom from bathroom.
One study found, irrespective of whether a person exercised, if they sat for more than 12 to 13 hours a day, they were more than twice as likely to die early compared to people who sat the least.
God, every story is this is going to cause you to die early. Oh, come on. What do you want us to do? Stand up all day?
I do that.
You drive standing up? Do you?
No.
Okay, then.
But
you don't.
I do this entire show standing up.
And then how about all the people that have ailments because they're on their feet all day? You've heard that before. Everything's going to kill you.
Foot fasciitis?
What?
A plantar fasciitis in your foot? You know. Isn't that a thing?
Plantar
You mean
plantar fasciitis?
Fasciitis?
Plantar's foot?
What are you saying, man?
Turf toe?
Do you realize that there's not one medical term that you can pronounce properly? Do you realize that, Froggy?
And my sister's a doctor.
Exactly.
It's funny how that works.
Anyway, walking for 5 minutes every half hour can cure damage. So it's not just walking 5 minutes during the course of the day. You know, I look at my walking as well. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I walk 2 miles every day. That's regardless of, what else I'm doing. But after I finish my afternoon program at about 6 p.m. every night, Monday through Friday, I walk 2 miles every day.
It's not good for you. Dude.
Whether it's dark, whether it's light, I take the dogs for a walk. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, it's 5.1 miles. So on Saturday and Sunday, the weekend, I'm walking 10.2 miles.
I read a story that's not good for you. Your knees, your feet.
During the course of the week. So 5 days a week times 2 miles, that's 10 miles. And then on my weekends, 5 a day. I walk over 20 miles a week.
You're really up at the chances of getting hit by a car with all this walking.
Well, hey, didn't I tell the story about the guy did I tell that yesterday?
No.
Well, I thought I told that yesterday.
You almost got hit by a car?
Oh, yeah. I thought I mentioned this on the air yesterday. All right, so this is Friday the 13th.
Dude, that freaks me out.
This was not yesterday, which was Thursday the 12th. Wednesday the 11th. I was on my walk, 6:30, already dark, and I have a flashlight. I got this great flashlight, this little mini flashlight that has like five.
Does it blink?
Yep, it has 5 different settings, and then also if you hold the little silver button in, it goes bub 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 bub, and it'll clearly put an epileptic into a seizure.
Sweet,
I mean, there's no doubt about it. But so I carry the flashlight when it's dark. This was Wednesday night, about 6:30. I'm in the neighborhood, and in my older South Tampa neighborhood with a lot of new construction, but there are not a lot of sidewalks. A lot of the neighborhood, we don't have sidewalks, so we walk in the road. And don't get me started. And they when they build new houses, the city makes people put sidewalks in. And you have sidewalks to nowhere. You'll have like 12 houses with no sidewalk, and then here's a new house, and boom, there's a sidewalk. And then the next 8 houses, no sidewalk. And there'll never be a sidewalk. I don't understand. It's just ridiculous. So if I had let me tell you what I would do. If I were building in South Tampa and they required me to build a sidewalk in front of my brand new house and there's nothing connecting to it for like a half a mile, I would like build the sidewalk, get the follow the code, build the sidewalk, get the certificate of the CO, and then wait like 6 months or 7 months, and then just sledgehammer the damn sidewalk out and put the lawn in. That's what I would do.
I won't walk if there's no sidewalk.
All right, here's the deal. So I almost got hit by a DoorDash or an Uber Eats driver.
Oh man!
And
When did this happen?
This was Wednesday night.
Ah.
Yeah, Wednesday night. You didn't talk about this.
I thought I mentioned this briefly on the air. Then I told somebody about this. So I'm walking, and guess what? I was on the phone with USAA because we have
homeowners.
No, that's not my insurance company.
Oh.
So we used to have USAA, but then they wanted to get rid of me because my house is a little expensive, I guess, for what they like to cover.
And you pay late.
So USAA, like years ago, I don't pay. Will you stop it? So USAA, this is like 10, 12 years ago. They like doubled my homeowner's insurance because they wanted to get rid of me because my house is a little more expensive than the typical house that they insure. And we have eligibility because Michelle is a military brat. Michelle's a Marine brat, father in the Marine Corps for 25, 26 years. So that's why we have USAA eligibility. And I was calling USAA because my flood insurance, I still have my federal flood is through them, and that's due. So I was making the payment for that. And then I said, you know what, can I get I'm having issues because my current homeowners, they're dumping me because of the hurricane exposure, along with tons of other Floridians. So I'm getting dumped. And I'm like, you know what, let me see if I can get a requote. So USAA says to me, nope. They put all my information and they said, oh, no, we're not writing policies in your area due to exposure. I'm like, okay. Oh, but we'll write your car insurance. So they will take my car insurance back. So I'm on the phone with USAA, and all the person on the other end hears is, what the F are you doing?
Oh, my gosh.
This guy almost runs into me. It's a part of my neighborhood. There are no sidewalks. I'm off to the left side, and I'm facing the driver.
Which is what you're supposed to do when you're a pedestrian.
With my flashlight.
So you probably blinded him.
No, I didn't.
He wasn't looking. He was looking at his phone or
on
something.
his phone. Thank you, Froggy.
Of course.
A DoorDash or a Uber Eats driver on the phone
Could have hit your
didn't
dogs.
even see me, almost mosed me over.
Did you have your dogs with you?
Yes, I walked.
You're lucky
Yes,
they
I'm
didn't get
walking
hit.
exactly. So again, the people on their phones, it's like out of control. All right, when we get back, the final chunk of the MJ Morning Show, man, I got a lot to do. I'm going through the list here. Got a couple of Airbnb things we got to talk about. Oops. Don't you guys do Airbnb?
Yeah, we do. I'm actually, yes. Mm-hmm.
So you guys actually rent places to Airbnb end users.
Yeah, Doug told me I have to be in charge of it.
Oh, all right. So hang on.
Oh, Doug, laying down the law.
We got a lot to do. The final segment on the week is next. Don't move. We're back in minutes on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. Now, wife's favorite song, Proclaimers. I would walk 500 miles. All right, 9:33. It is the MJ Morning Show here on Q105 and the final moments. Couple of Airbnb items here, and I want to add to the back end some personal Airbnb news. And then, Roxanne, how many Airbnbs do you and Doug own that you guys rent out?
I think, with 5, maybe 4 or 5. So basically, I'm
you guys are like moguls.
No.
And Doug Enterprises.
No, but I'm like, I don't make enough money at the radio station. And I mean, how many hours a day do I have to be on air to make decent money around here? But anyways,
Well,
so
you
Doug's
you had to have done radio 20 years ago to make money.
Right.
Have they paid you for the additional midday duties yet?
I'm not like you, MJ. I don't put it all out there. I'm not transparent
I'll
with
put
my,
it out
with
there.
my
I don't
financial
care.
information.
Yeah.
However, I just was like brainstorming, and Doug's like,
Have they compensated you yet for doing middays now?
You just asked her that.
That's a yes. That's a yes. I know. That's what you didn't give me an answer.
Well, yeah, the answer is yes. I have a job. I work here, and I am compensated for it. But
okay.
But anyway, so Doug's like, "Why don't you manage the Airbnbs?" And so then there's a lot of work that goes into that. So I'm going to be sitting here trying to do my morning show, and I'm going to be getting like texts that a toilet's overflowing.
Yeah, you
I gotta
can't.
leave in the middle.
You're gonna have to.
There's the cops are at the Airbnb. Roxanne, you got to go see what that disturbance is
Yeah,
about. I mean, it's
just
gonna
do
kind of.
work during
Hold
the
on.
show.
You're doing a morning show. I don't need you tracking during the morning show. I don't need you doing Airbnb during the morning show.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Just our text messages that we get hundreds and hundreds. That's enough of a distraction
That's
for you.
a huge distraction.
All right, MJ Morning Show, final moments here on a Friday. Airbnb, couple of things, 2 stories. You see a family tried to go into somebody else's home thinking that they were getting into an Airbnb. It turns out that they sent their money and they were victims of a scam.
Oh, my God.
Yep.
That's hilarious. I mean, it's not hilarious.
It's not fun. What do you mean it's hilarious?
It's a good scam, though.
They had
a really nice house.
Listen to this. a Philadelphia woman's home was listed on Airbnb. She had no idea.
Oh.
This other family had a reservation at this particular address. They show up at the address. They're trying to get into the home. It's not an Airbnb.
What are you doing?
They're trying to get into somebody else's house that is not an Airbnb, and they were scammed. And it turns out that they said that there was a series of unfortunate technical failings that caused the homeowner and a group of relatives to have a bizarre Christmas. Philadelphia resident Molly Flaherty was coming home from a family gathering when she discovered a woman and her parents attempting to get into her home. And the people trying to get in, they said, we just rented this place on Airbnb. And they're like, no, you didn't. This is our home. We don't do Airbnb.
I'm sorry.
Wow. Because was it like you could put a mansion and be like, it's $100 a weekend. And what a great deal.
Wow.
You got a free couple $100.
There were even like 100 reviews for the place, a 4.7 out of 5. How does this happen?
How did they do that?
Because it was like a computer glitch. It was like they got scammed. So it was a scam, but somehow the scammers were able to commingle. It's bizarre.
Whoa.
So there are these failings that can occur on Airbnb. And then there's another one here. An Airbnb party leaves 4 people stabbed.
Yeah, see, that's what you worry about.
6 arrested.
Oh, my gosh.
This was in North Carolina, a North Carolina Airbnb. Things go awry. There are stabbings. Can you imagine? The carpet's probably all stained with blood.
Ugh.
Did they die?
4 people were, let me answer your questions here, Froggy.
Please.
4 people were stabbed at a party in an Airbnb earlier this week in North Carolina. 6 people face charges. Madison County Sheriff Buddy Harwood said on Facebook that, I think that's Bob Harwood's cousin.
I think so.
Yeah, absolutely. Formerly of Harwood Financial, great guy, personal friend. So Madison County Sheriff Buddy Harwood said on Facebook that 4 people received medical treatment for multiple stab wounds. Their conditions were not released. Violence broke out Monday at 3:21 in the morning when deputies from the Madison County Sheriff's Office responded to the stabbing in Marshall, North Carolina. That's crazy.
Sounds like a plot to like a.
You might not get a good review from the hosts if you stain their carpet with blood.
Yeah, I think you.
Good horror movie.
Banned.
We just rented an Airbnb over Christmas up in Whistler in Canada.
Gross.
What?
Well, just, with me and the booger sheets, I can't do it again. I'll never be able to get an Airbnb again.
All right, so Froggy rented a place, was it in
New Orleans?
In New Orleans, yeah.
And
he claimed that the sheets had boogers on them.
No, there was no claim. It's a fact.
All right.
So I will never be in Airbnb again. Be air, booger, and booger.
Airbnb. It's air, booger, and booger.
So nothing on your sheets. I assume?
Our place was great.
Great.
We rented for like 2 weeks up there, and you know what Michelle told me yesterday? She said that we got a rave review because we can leave reviews for the Airbnb, but the Airbnb host can leave reviews for the renters.
Oh, how nice!
And they left us like a great review that. Oh, they left the place spotless. And Michelle always Michelle's good about that, making sure the place is returned to them in really good shape, even before their cleaning crews go in.
That's nice.
So we clearly minimize and mitigate the time the cleaning crews need to clean the place for the next Airbnb renters. But you've got 5 properties, and have you guys had nightmares since you guys Airbnb?
No,
since you guys rent 2 people.
Yes, but somebody else does it for us.
Not anymore. Now it's you, right?
I mean, supposedly.
Sounds like Dig Dug is trying to cut costs.
No, I said, how can I make more money? He's like, well, we could have you do that. I'm like, how about we have you do that and you just give me the money?
It's time to streamline, Rox.
I got a lightning round, a bunch of things before we get out of here today. Gasparilla, all the stories I'm seeing on TV and online, Gasparilla monitoring. Authorities will be monitoring by air, land, and sea. Duh. What's new about this? They've done this since I got here in the market in 1994. I mean, the news stories I'm seeing, like this is new. Authorities will monitor Gasparilla by air, land, and sea. Duh.
They always do that.
Exactly.
You always see the boats out there.
They always do it. They've got helicopters in the air. They've got boats out on the water. Hello? Of course that's the case. All right, breaking news this morning that well, remember over the holidays, were there stories that Kanye West was missing and that Kanye West had disappeared? Well, now apparently Kanye West has remarried.
Yeah, he's married again.
Yeah, Kanye West has apparently got married with Yeezy designer Bianca Censori in a secret ceremony yesterday.
Good for them.
Yeah, he was spotted wearing a wedding band on his ring finger. We don't know if a marriage certificate has been filed yet to make it official, according to TMZ. But Kanye West might be married again.
I've been listening to a lot of Kanye lately.
Yeah. Hey, what was the Prince Harry thing that you mentioned to me early this morning?
I handed it to you. Okay, so
just say it.
It's just that he am I allowed to say wanka?
No, well,
is that a bad
no,
word?
that's more of describing somebody.
Okay.
Wiener,
junk,
unit, the royal
peace,
the royal unit.
I'm gonna say this with a British
Oh
accent.
no! Oh great!
Oh God! Says the people with the terrible British accents as well.
Excuse me, love.
Okay, love. Will you please tell the story, love?
Apparently, the prince has a numb or frozen wiener, not a hot dog that you would eat, but an actual body part. And
So this is Prince Harry with his brand new book out, Spare.
Spare.
All right. Is this from the book?
This is from the book.
It's from the audio version. So Harry.
Oh, God.
Yes, the audio. Yes.
Do we have the audio?
We don't have the audio.
Oh, what?
But Prince Harry is talking about his royal wiener?
I assume that it's him. Is it him talking? I mean, it's his book. He should be the one who's reading it.
What's the deal with his royal wiener?
It got frozen. He got frostbite on it. And he decided...
well, we heard about that. He was in Antarctica or something.
And
he got a frostbitten royal wiener.
It's pretty much what you go home with from Antarctica. And then he was advised to put his mother's Elizabeth Arden cream on it.
Why are you talking in a British accent?
He put Elizabeth Arden like facial cream on his wang.
Yes, he did. And then the smell of it brought him back to his mother.
He's smelling the cream on his wiener, and it's reminding him of his mother because his mother smelled of this cream?
Yes, and it took him back there, and it made him very happy, and he put the cream on, and I guess...
Smelling his wiener made him happy because it reminded him of his mother that died in a tunnel in Paris?
I'm not making this up.
So you're telling me Harry's putting cream on his wiener thinking of his mother?
That's what he said.
This is...
Okay, Harry, you just laid it all out there, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, you got to say something to get the book sales, right?
You're completely mad, Harry. Talk about your wanker like that. William would never do that.
Anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, but most people don't.
Chapter 2, William's micro penis.
Oh, man.
Most men don't have good anecdotes about their mom and their wieners. And
That was it. He's really showing his other side.
Hey, name this artist. Name who this is. Do you have any idea who's singing this?
Nickelback, man, yeah!
No, it's not Nickelback.
No?
All right, how about this? Here's same artist, just different song. Obviously, a cover song.
Creed?
What?
You're asking who that singer is?
Yes,
Miley Cyrus?
No, it's no.
Sounds like
no. You don't know who this is? It's very pertinent and relevant today.
Oh, it's Presley.
It is.
I forgot she did music.
Lisa Marie Presley had a little bit of a solo career with a couple of releases. One of those was a cover of Don Henley's Dirty Laundry.
Forgot about that.
Yeah. Yep.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Lisa Marie Presley, rest in peace, 54 years old, cardiac arrest. I mean, unbelievable. Who would think that that she would be outlived by Priscilla Presley? Priscilla Presley's knocking on 80. She's like 77 years old, and Priscilla Presley outlives Lisa Marie?
Crazy.
It's crazy. All right. Anything else before we get out of here?
That's it. Have a good weekend.
All right. Man, I have so much stuff I left on the table we didn't even get to. All right. We're back Monday. So we'll see you back here live on Monday. Website is loaded, mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. Have a great weekend, folks. I think it's supposed to get cold over the weekend, so...
Feel better, Fester.
Yeah, and we'll hopefully have an update on Fester on Monday morning, and we'll see you here live. And please, let's be careful out there, folks.